Hello and welcome to the Free Cheese, episode 183. I'm your Joe Dix, joined tonight by Marc Augustiniak. Hello. Dashe Ramsey.
Hey.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com.
Yeah.
How's my friends doing?
Oakley dokley.
You're both hooded and I lost mine. Go back up. These headphones don't lend themselves to a hood.
Hoodcast.
I tried to fix my glasses that I'm not wearing. That's how tired I am.
Tight, man. That's what's going on because of the headphones. Also because it's pink and probably made for a teenager.
It is intended for teenagers, but when you buy yourself some off-season sweatwear at a...
You're 2 seasons ahead.
True. Yeah, you can actually be ahead, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm also a little bit behind because of the date.
You're 3 years behind, but you're 2 seasons ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It evens out.
It does.
It doesn't.
Summer 2014. Best year. These are cheap. They're good. I told you guys before we started rolling that you visit tourist locations that sell dated material in the off-season the year after. You can buy them for cheap. I bought this pink hoodie when I realized it was a little too cold to be near a body of water for $4 because it was last season's and they had not brought out the current season's stuff. Now it sits in my closet when I can't find something to wear just to be warm.
Then hurt people's eyes.
I wanted to offend. That was the goal. I wanted to just, it's like...
I am offended. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. What's going on? Dashe, how you been since Christmas?
Oh, yeah. It's been that long. Yeah. Pretty good. A lot of life stuff happened, so that's pretty much why I've been away mostly. But I'm here now.
Yes, you
played some video games.
You did play video games.
Pretty much it, yeah.
I'm just glad we're not at each other's throats.
We never were,
This time around.
We were...
No, I know.
It was, what do you call it? Amicable?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that last one.
Yeah, the last one was pretty rough.
That last one.
There was that bullshit that, for some reason, you thought was... No.
Well, you're already going there.
I can't.
Yeah, you're going back to it.
Because I know that
hoodie's making you live in the past, man.
Right.
Because we're only weeks away before Matt starts his bullshit that Horizon's a good game, and it's just fucking not. That's.
Don't worry, Mac. I've got your back. Don't worry while you're watching the Super Bowl.
I hate. Right, Matt is not here. He will be gone till November. He'll be gone till November.
I almost believed you.
Yeah,
He'll be
the first time you said, like, oh shit.
Couldn't remember what day it was.
Matt is watching the Super Bowl.
Whatever that is.
It's a football game, apparently.
What's that? Soccer?
Yes. Yes, that's what they do. Every Sunday in February, there's a large football gathering, and some gentlemen play in a field.
Oh, I usually play on that little vibrating metal tin full of little plastic football players. They just vibrate across the board.
Yeah. And then it blows up.
Yeah.
The magnets stop working. Matt is doing that, and we had the option to record on a different night so that Matt could be included, or not. We went ahead and said not.
Take that, Matt.
And it worked out in our favor, I think, because that means Dashe is here.
Yeah, I'm here now.
All that does not necessarily mean that without...
Matt and I can't be in the same room. That's the problem. We can't be in the same room because our negativity...
is too much.
Right, it's too much.
I can't handle two people who like bullshit.
I think it's a Batman Bruce Wayne situation.
Yeah. Underneath of this...
I don't know which one is which.
You'll never know because underneath of this, I am... Matt.
It's Matt, man.
Yeah.
Matt, man. Mena. Well, Dashe, welcome. I'm glad you're back.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
All of the Sundays are the Sundays you have to be here.
All right. I will be on the Sundays.
All of them.
All right.
Quick little thing, because there are things happening.
Like what?
Schedules, Marc.
What's...
5 years as an establishment, and here we are finally getting shit scheduled.
We'll see.
Yeah, time will tell, right? But if all went well, you're listening to this podcast no earlier than Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
It's a good goal to set it. No
It
earlier.
is.
Yeah.
It is. Typically, we record this thing and throw it up whenever, but
Good morning.
schedules are maybe. Schedules are an important thing. So here are some things you can expect throughout the week, every week. Monday at 10 a.m., podcast. The Free Cheese Podcast, that is. Wednesday, 12 noon. You get yourself a retro spotlight.
Nice.
That's a little article where we take a little deep dive into a video game from the past. Mm-hmm. Look at it through a current lens. Maybe apply the filter of whatever the cover story is for the month. Lots of fun things can happen that way. Thursday at 2 p.m., Matt posts Flip Side, where he takes a look at the good thing and a bad thing in video game news.
Well balanced.
That's true. Friday, 9 a.m., question of the week. We ask ourselves a question. We answer that question. Then you, the reader or listener, you're listening now, but you read things on the website. Go to the website, you read what we said about that question of the week, and you answer it in the comments section below. It's easy, it's simple. Just follow the instructions right there on the website. DoItYourself.com. And then Friday at 12:30 p.m., All My Towels posts. It's not video game related. All of the towels get posted.
Every single
How
towel.
many is that?
9 so far.
You got 9 towels?
9 towels.
All right.
9.
That's adult levels right there.
Yeah, that's grown-up shit. That's 2 for each room.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. No, I have more rooms than that.
Yeah, okay. Now, are they the good IKEA towels?
Some are. Others are the JCPenney towels.
Okay.
Which are, the JC... Sorry.
Yeah.
They are rebranding the JCP.
Wait, are they really rebranding?
Yes, is
All
my...
right.
The one in New York is no longer called JCPenney. It is called JCP to fit with, what the kids want, which is that.
You down with JCP?
Yeah,
you know me.
Yeah, and it seems like all of their branding and stuff is JCP, from what I've...
I guess penny doesn't really speak well to,
Yeah.
just marketing-wise to the quality of a product.
Right. It's spelled differently.
It makes
but
me think cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I think I've always thought that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I've always thought JCPenney, that's a cheap brand. Now JCP, shit.
And it's not even spelled the same. So
No, it's not, but it sounds the same.
Yeah,
Which is
right.
That makes all the difference.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Some are the JCP home collection.
Okay.
If you will. Which are fantastic towels.
The thing about the IKEA towel is it has the loop
It does have the
to
loop.
which you can hang the thing.
Yeah.
And I have one.
I have 2 that match.
Okay.
However,
come with instructions.
what?
The
towels?
The IKEA towels.
Does the loop come with the instruction?
The loop does
sure.
come with the
Instructions for the loop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No actual written, just all pictures.
It's actually printed on the towel itself.
Is it just 2 dudes just sniffing each other's butts?
Yeah.
It might as well be.
Each holding one end of the towel. Daintily. Just like that. Obviously.
But it's like, you're making the little loop with your hand, the 3 fingers sticking out, like it's okay, but
it's not
it's actually below his waist.
Right.
And the other guy looks at it.
And he gets hit.
Yeah.
It's a great
and he
game.
dies.
Oh, shit.
And he uses a towel to clean up the blood.
Oh, my gosh. That poor old man. Those aren't the real towels we're talking about, though. I have another podcast called All My Towels, which you should listen to if you haven't already. It's me, my friend Tyler Block, who you may or may not recognize, who has appeared on the Free Cheese at various times in the past.
He won Free Cheese Moment of the Year, right?
He did win the Free Cheese Moment of the Year.
Yeah, he did.
For destroying a live stream.
Does he know that?
Does he know that he won?
Yeah.
No, he's not allowed to know. Or rather, it's not something you want to bring up to Tyler.
I don't know. That sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember how he reacted when he realized what had happened.
He just wouldn't stop apologizing.
And then what he did once he realized that I told people at work about it. And that I told people don't say anything to him that you know this because he's very upset about it. But I found it too funny to not tell all of you, to which they all said, Tyler, we heard about what you did, and then nicknamed him Kill Switch for a few weeks.
Kill Switch.
Yeah. Deserved
Yes,
title.
yes. But that's a fun podcast. We have 2 episodes up. This latest one, Mi Corazon, which is Espanol for heart. dives deep into matters of the heart, how to make your heart sing.
Ooh.
And how salsa music can make anything better. As
you're
taught
darn
me.
tootin'.
Yeah.
I was not aware of this.
Listen, more
All
inside,
right.
you know?
All right, I'm going to have to go and do...
Another thing, not really scheduled, but before we move into Now Playing on the podcast, we have a new video segment called Now Playing, where we play some stuff. We have a few of those that went up already. We have Fire Emblem Heroes went up on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And Binding of Isaac Rebirth went up Saturday. And just 1 hour ago, well, an hour before this podcast went live, but 9 a.m. Monday morning, NieR Automata, the demo, went live. And speaking of which, I say we move into our Now Playing segment of the podcast where we talk about what we've played in the last week.
Let's do it.
Dash, guess what Mark and I played in the last week?
What did you play?
Yeah.
We played
Fire Emblem Heroes.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot about that one already.
Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
Yep.
And NieR, was it?
Automata.
Automata.
I think,
So
right? Is that
there's
something?
a place? Is there a place where I can watch you all?
Oh my God, you can! It's thefreecheese.com.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yes.
now let me ask you something about the NieR. Is this the butthole free version?
I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Visually.
Look,
Vocally, no.
we had a very condensed experience.
Okay.
I can tell you that personally, I spent a little more time exploring the demo when I was not playing with Marc
For science.
than when I was playing with Marc and we were recording things for the podcast and we had to be punctual.
No, I found out
Right.
like on a different podcast like weeks ago that it was fake.
I know.
Yeah. Which,
I know.
which we all did find out
Yeah.
without having to explore ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely did not do any.
But science happens alone.
That's true.
I mean, it happens alone. Next year, a pile of tissues and a couch. We're good.
Should we talk about the butthole conspiracy here?
You already started it. So
Okay.
I started it. I'm sorry.
The NieR Automata is a game that is due out in about a month, and
It was on my most anticipated list that I don't think anybody ever read because I didn't submit it.
it's it. Oh yeah, you didn't.
Yep. Nope.
However, that game I said this when we played it, but I wasn't. I don't know why it just right over me. Like I just didn't care. Not because I wasn't aware. I just wasn't aware. I didn't pay any attention to what it was. I knew the name of it, but then I kept getting confused with Neo and NieR and which one's which. And is that the one that Marc likes with the thing with the samurai?
trick question. It's both of them.
Right, it is. But I was just thrown off. And then I played the demo, and then I, looked for more information, and the more information I found was about the butthole conspiracy,
Right.
where, as you play the game, this character, the main character 2B, as she is referred to, has a billowing dress, so to speak. You can see, it's a...
Yeah, but like it happens so like naturally that it's like they're not focusing on that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's not-
it's not like that.
It's not
beach
dead or
volleyball.
yeah, exactly. Thank you.
It's just okay. Look, this happened. Like, all right, let's just move on.
Right, she's wearing a dress. She's running.
You got stuff to fight.
Right. That's just the way it goes. However, somebody tweeted, "Oh, the 2B has a butthole," and then a very close-up picture of an upskirt shot.
Yeah.
Of
On a very well rendered, but
yes,
which makes me suspicious about. I mean, the photoshopping that may have happened to achieve that level of detail.
but I don't know that was necessarily Photoshop. That may have been
Okay.
a screenshot of what someone then created in Blender. Because that was it. Someone might have gone the full mile to make a 3D model, because then after this whole conspiracy happened, it was a conspiracy. I mean, we jokingly use that word, but the developer or producer on the game then tweeted, I hear about this butthole conspiracy. I'm going to need some zip files. Send me what you've got. Jokingly stating this. But his joke turned into reality when hundreds of people just started tweeting at him with links to zip files
full
of 3D renders,
Some
Photoshops,
probably even
fan
of their
art.
own buttholes.
Yeah, might have been, probably.
At least a couple thousand buttholes.
Oh, yeah.
Some
Real
goatees.
buttholes that are
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you scroll through the Twitter feed of I don't know why this wall became Twitter. But if you scroll through the Twitter feed, you could see.
That's a Twitter wall. That's my wall.
Right. This is the trademark. And then
that's right.
Pull down to refresh. You can see in the thread that like people were just spamming him with not only the links but raw images right on Twitter.
It's great.
Yeah.
Video games, man.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
But NieR is very good. Did you play this demo at all? The one that's on PlayStation Network?
So I have been. I don't know what this thing is. I'm having this like video game like midlife crisis thing going on here. So my avoidance meter rang high when I was like, I'm just not gonna see. I don't want to see anything other than like the first few trailers I saw of like the combat. And I even on that I only looked at it for maybe a minute just to see like how it felt, and it looked so amazing. I was like, I'm not gonna ruin this for myself, so I'm just gonna wait until I haven't touched it.
Yeah, like I've only seen that one like TGS clip.
Yeah,
and then like recently, like literally a 5-second clip of her just running while shooting.
Right.
That's all I've seen.
Right.
And I went into this pretty blind.
Yep.
Which I need to keep doing that.
I remember that when they first announced it. Was it TGS they first announced it?
I think so.
Yeah. And seeing that, I was intrigued, but didn't really know.
Yeah, because they didn't really show much.
Yeah,
and
everybody seemed very excited. I remember like I was tweeting while it was happening and reading Twitter, and
so it was a Platinum Square.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Holy shit, they're making another one of these!" And I was like, "What was the first one?"
And because I remember this first one, and I remember I was confused too because the first one I remember got like really mixed reviews. Like people thought it was a good RPG, but really repetitive. And there was also apparently a difference between the one you got on Xbox and PS4.
Oh, weird.
So I don't know what exactly. Like something about the story changed. Don't know.
PS4 or PS3?
PS3. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
I was like, did they re-release it? Because I would buy it.
I'm old. Yeah. So there's apparently like a difference in like the actual story.
Yeah.
They did change it.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I didn't play it.
Yeah.
And then sometime later, it was one of those games that I feel like developed a cult following where people just loved it in spite of like its flaws. And I know the soundtrack was killer. I actually listened to the soundtrack to write. Like it was so good.
Yeah. This one I very much liked from the demo.
Yeah.
I kept remarking to Marc that it reminded me a lot of Ghost in the Shell in this game.
I could see that.
There were these weird little like
That's
haunting
fitting.
like chorus style things, and it sounded a lot like that.
Yeah, that's how the first one had like a soundtrack with a lot of like haunting vocals over string music. Very,
Was the PS3 one? Because one of the different stories was that just more of like a Japanese port?
Yeah, I don't remember the exact differences.
Because I thought it was a region difference, or why the story is different.
It might have been. I know
because like for us, it's father and daughter, but the other story, it's an older brother, younger sister.
Oh yeah, that was, and I think
and they kind of changed his face too a little bit.
I know that they physically changed like character features in the different ports, and I don't remember exactly what the difference was, but
I remember watching something about it. It was like I think it's like some kind of cultural thing with like a like I guess a younger sibling looking up to the bigger sibling like type connection. I can't remember the details.
Wasn't that one much different setting, right? Because this one is very
like that was more like fantasy.
I mean, this one's set in the year 11,942.
Like
good year.
All I remember in the cover of that game, because I didn't really get to play it. There might have been a demo. I'm not too sure.
I don't know.
But like, it was just a guy with a sword, and he had like a floating book, and there was like magic.
Weird.
That's all I really knew.
Well, this game, so we did play it. Dashe, I would say if you're bored, or you just can't wait, or you just can't wait.
It got me hyped.
I don't want to be any more hyped than I am.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid I'm gonna have that freaking, thing where I like burn myself out on the hype,
right?
And like then just want to love the game because I'm like,
This
floating.
one, I don't know if this takes. I don't know where this demo takes place, but without giving too much away of what happens, since I don't want to ruin anything for you.
Oh no, you can.
But Marc called
If
it.
anything, it's probably the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I'm sure it's.
Marc called this demo the best demo he's ever played.
Which is
Definitively. And he
Okay.
paused when he said it and thought about it for a second.
At least this year.
You said ever when we recorded, and
That's true.
That was a gut
It
reaction.
did hit all the notes that I usually like in games. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I also mentioned Neo was up there too.
I know. This is better. No, I'm curious.
Neo was like 20 hours or something.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to.
So NieR, for those who don't know, developed by Platinum. It is a follow-up to, well, this is NieR Automata. It's a follow-up to NieR, which was a spin-off of the Drakengard series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This game is then another spin-off of NieR. It's not technically a sequel to NieR.
Right.
It is a spin-off based on the fifth ending of NieR, which was a spin-off of the sixth ending of one of the Drakengard games.
yeah.
Right? So,
First one,
yeah. So very...
I think.
It's weird.
There's a lot of layers,
weird.
right? There's a lot
And
in this universe.
I'm looking at here. There's the difference. There's NieR Replicant and there's NieR Gestalt. I don't know what difference. I think they're the different versions of it, and I have no idea which one.
I know there was like a manga too.
Yeah, so probably should do like a lot of. I'm gonna have to
Dude,
like.
there's
deep
so
dive.
much. Like
Yeah.
we
Well,
I mentioned in the video when I was playing it that like the whole like Drakengard and NieR like universe, like there are there's novellas, there's audio drama CDs, there are plays. Like it's scattered, and they're aware of how scattered all this is. But
Right.
you don't need to do this research.
Right.
And that's
to
what I like
get
about it
into this
is
game.
I'm not going to do the
Yeah,
research
not
because I don't
gonna
have
do that.
time.
I did because
Because that's Marc. That's what
well,
Marc does.
well, because somebody had mentioned that there was a YouTube channel that breaks down
Oh, that's cool.
all these games.
Okay.
So you don't have to. You just watch them.
All right,
Cool.
I'm
So
gonna
they're
do
like
that.
20-minute videos. He explains everything.
Perfect. I'm off tomorrow. Done. Done.
I'll find a name so people want to know.
Yeah. But playing through, it's developed by Platinum, published by Square. The game
I got it.
feels very fluid. Marc described it akin to Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And
But
that was a
like-
platinum
Yeah.
joint.
Probably maybe better.
I could. Yeah.
Or at least on par.
Yeah.
Just minus the slow motion cutting.
But it,
You're getting me hyped.
it was, yeah.
I'm feeling my
That's
blood's boiling.
That's all I'll say, man. But
It was like,
it's
it had that plus, what was the other thing we compared it to?
I think the atmosphere is the most like aside from the fact
it's
that
good. It's like
that it looks so fluid. The atmosphere of the game, all the art style, like I was just like, it's like just disturbing.
What did we say,
and
Zone
kind
of the Enders?
moody.
Zone of the
Zone
Enders,
of the
that's
Enders,
it,
yeah, I could see
because
that.
of the one thing that happens.
just
at the end of
dystopian mechs.
Yeah, and
cool.
like I like the type of far science that looks like magic to the point where they just don't need to explain anything that's going on, like why it works. It's just like,
That's why I like Phantasy Star.
yeah, I could definitely see
I
that.
never played it still, I'm sorry.
Because one of the races you can just be straight up androids,
Yeah.
and it's like who cares?
Yeah.
I played Phantasy Star online before.
Yes.
No, I played the one that was on Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
I have
in the day.
GameCube, which is same thing, just
Yeah.
ported.
Yeah. But very, very fun to play. If you are not like Dashe and on a total blackout, I would recommend downloading the demo, playing it, because it rules.
Yeah, if you want to know any of the lore from the games, look up on YouTube Clemps.
Who?
Clemps.
Is that with a C or a K?
Yeah, CLEMPS. He broke down each game into 2 parts, and he just released NieR. He finished all the Drakengard games,
Okay.
1, 2, and 3.
I am down.
So he just made a little playlist. Good to go.
Nice. Very fun, very fluid. Just I don't remember the last time I was so quickly like turned on a game.
Yeah, I just hope Platinum starts getting more what's the word?
Quality control.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, like I just hope they are able to stay afloat. I hope this game boosts them.
yeah.
Because I've been worried.
Yeah. Some of their recent output has definitely left us.
Ninja Turtles, what?
I learned via Marc that was ripped off the digital networks.
Yeah, you can't get
Was
it
it really?
Yeah.
He got removed. Like right after Scalebound got canceled.
That is the equivalent of removing your name from like a movie director.
But I don't think it was their decision. I think it was a contract with Activision.
Gotcha.
That makes more sense if it
Yeah.
were that, but it would be
Because
very...
it happened before
Yeah.
with Konami.
Fucking turtles.
Motherfucking Konami.
Yeah. NieR's good. I won't harp on it. But I was very... I don't know. I think I was browsing through the PlayStation Network and then saw that demo and I was like, oh, I should play that. That's that one, right? And then very quickly surprised. And yeah, we played some Fire Emblem Heroes also.
Yeah.
Did you try that one yet?
No.
I just called a game like Waifu Simulator.
I was gonna say like I feel like I get drawn really into like the character, the female characters in those games.
I don't know if where are you at on it now? It's been a few days. We've had the weekend behind us since launch.
About $15 later, I'm
Well, how the fuck did you spend money on this?
I needed orbs, man.
Bro.
You needed what?
Yeah. I had a little. It was no big deal.
What did you need orbs for?
Yeah, tell me what the
Because
orbs
I
are.
wasn't doing the story. I just because like after every little chapter, you only get one orb.
That's how the
And
game.
I wanted more heroes because I was tired of the ones I was playing with because they were whack.
That is how you get you, man.
All right, fair.
Whatever. You're welcome, Nintendo.
Well, the game is very. It is Fire Emblem, right?
Yeah.
You're playing Fire Emblem.
I'm on chapter 2, part 5.
Okay.
It's got a very.
Oh, I just got fucked up.
You did. I just watched you die.
Yep. Oh my god. Game over.
Well,
Done.
you're done. You
Continue
need some orbs
or give up. Yeah, I'll continue.
now. Yeah,
Sure.
'cause you need an orb, don't you?
What do you have to use? Use one light's blessing. No thanks. Yeah, let's give up. I don't give a shit. I was trying to do a hard special map.
Okay.
Oh.
You got wrecked.
See, I keep forgetting you get like little awards in the mail with the owl.
Yep.
So I can summon more heroes now.
See, I don't want to be involved with any of this. This sounds like it would drag me under.
Yeah.
It will.
Quick. Yeah, I don't.
Like this is the most cliche mobile game Nintendo
Oh, yeah.
has done so
It
far.
has a lot of mobile hooks in it. A lot of that, like.
It is well polished. There are no stupid
It
ads.
looks gorgeous. It looks like a first gen,
The-
like a PS1.
The art is great.
Poke around.
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope.
Don't even want to.
Nope.
Because once your fingers touch it, then
I
you're.
will touch it and it'll be on my phone before this podcast is over.
I was actually playing when you first started the podcast,
See?
Son of a bitch.
and now I'm summoning heroes.
Mm.
Oh, look at
Summon
that.
parts.
Look at, I got Saizo.
Who?
I don't know.
All right.
Looks cool.
I've played like 4 or 5 Fire Emblem games. I don't remember half the characters.
Yeah, I
He
can think of
it
two
looks
of
like he's
them.
from Fates. He's a Hashido.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. You how would you explain this game to those who have not played it in a quick 30-second description?
It is a digestible Fire Emblem game for first timers.
That's pretty good. And a Fire Emblem game for those who have never played that
Like
is
marketing
a
over here?
Fire Emblem game is a strategy RPG.
Oh, yeah, that too.
A grid-based strategy RPG.
Yeah, we can't say tactical because that's more like Final Fantasy Tactics.
Right.
Yeah.
You are.
I was gonna say tactic.
Yeah. It's,
I was gonna say that too, but I feel like some people might get that confused and like, oh, is it like a 3/4 view?
right.
You know, like
a-
there's levels to it.
I feel like the way I describe it is like it's a less personal Final Fantasy Tactics. Like your things are drawn back, and it's like I don't know. Anyway,
That makes sense.
yeah, it's much less close up, and you don't feel like you're in. For me, I don't ever feel like I'm in the battles. I feel like I'm God pointing at the characters to do things.
Yeah, which you are kind of in this game. You're the summoner.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so you're using all these characters from all the past games. You have like a couple original ones, but like they don't really matter. The story doesn't really matter. You're just you're just sampling through all the other games.
The only time that I paid attention to the story, and I didn't even pay attention, I just didn't skip it, was when we were actually recording footage of it. But since that, every time I've opened the game, I've hit skip in the top right corner. I read one paragraph, the first little blurb, and I go, oh, wait, what the fuck am I doing? Next. Give me the battle. And then I remember today that you can turn all that bullshit off, so I have to go into the menus and turn all that bullshit off because I don't care. But for me, Fire Emblem is chess plus rock, paper, scissors.
I can see
that. That's actually a perfect way of putting it.
And
what the
who'd you get?
Arthur?
He's
American as hell.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's got the American flag color scheme.
Is he supposed to be like King Arthur?
He might be.
What in the world?
He might be.
Or is this like an Easter egg from like Codename Steam?
Oh no. Dude, that game's on Amazon for $8.
No, well, he says I am Arthur of NieR. So he's from Conquest.
I haven't met that dude yet. But
evil has met its match.
I will say that this is probably the Nintendo game so far that has the most depth, unless you count the questions of Miitomo as depth. But yeah, this one definitely has. This one is Mario is very one note, which that
I realize I'm not gonna buy it.
I feel like everybody burned out on Mario.
It definitely,
it was good that it came out like first before this.
Yeah, I'm glad they did it and it's done.
I think they knew
what
kind of game it was.
It was definitely. I mean, the important thing about Mario was it was the first time that happened.
Yeah.
And it had to happen.
It's also good that these games are free.
Right.
To a point.
Right. Well, apparently they're $15 worth so far.
Orbs much?
Could be 20. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know, man.
How much did you spend for that pizza shirt and Miitomo?
More than what I spent in Fire Emblem.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Marc is what they call a whale.
It's a ticket drop. I ran out of coins. You had to buy more coins because you only get so many tickets.
Right.
So it's like 500 coins a try, and I just kept messing it up. I couldn't get the rhythm down right to get this shirt.
Right.
So it was. I had to get it.
I understand. Well, then you got the chart.
Yeah.
And you're happy, probably. I think maybe.
I mean, all jokes aside, when Mother 3 finally comes over here, you're welcome. Because my money made that happen.
Lies.
No, not lies.
Lies.
Nope.
Lies.
What are you doing? Huh?
Oh,
what are you doing?
Oh. One, I bought Mario. 2.
Yeah, but that was only 10.
I feel like I bought something recently from them.
No, that's true. You bought it. Well, no, I can't. We can't really count that Wii board because that wasn't through.
That's true.
That was like a third party thing.
Now that I have the room down here, I've been thinking.
Getting swole.
Might be getting fit. I'm sad that Animal Crossing got delayed.
Do we know how far?
No.
I actually think they said first quarter or maybe second quarter this year. So I think it actually is going to be soon.
It's the first quarter of their next fiscal year.
Fiscal year, yes.
So that would kick off in April.
April, right.
So between April
That's
and
not
July?
bad. That's
maybe?
I'm okay
and
with that.
My girlfriend will be very happy.
Yeah, I will
She
be too.
would love that.
Likewise.
Maybe. Because I guess,
I don't
depending on how they truncate Animal Crossing and do it, because I think for some reason in the back of my head, I imagined the Animal Crossing mobile game to end up being more robust than the rest of these have been, but I don't think it will be. I need to temper and quell my expectations a bit. But for some reason, that's the one where I've been thinking to myself, that'll be the one where they kind of go all in. It'll be a full-fledged Animal Crossing just on a game or on a phone.
I feel like it's the only one that probably could be.
Yeah.
They could probably keep it very basic and it would still work.
Yeah, but I feel
because
like
there's not much to that game, but there is. You know what I mean? It's mostly just designing stuff and collecting. So if anything, I still think it's a companion to a main game.
Yeah, I do too.
probably.
It should have some sort of interactivity between.
Or they'll follow what they did with Fire Emblem and
just make this weird
Kind of like a gateway.
amalgam
Like,
gateway
hey,
thing.
are you familiar with Animal Crossing?
Here's all the random people that you like or you don't even know about yet, but now you do. And
Like instead of a house, you get like an apartment,
I'm okay with that.
or you're just constantly on a train,
You got to start somewhere, or you sleep in a car. Maybe you just get the trunk of a car.
a box
you know?
car.
We could all have one car that we share.
Mm-hmm.
Someone sleeps in the back seat. Someone sleeps in the trunk.
I call
Someone-
trunk.
Oh, I got to call trunk. He stole trunk.
I know. I was gonna call it too.
Fine, glove compartment.
Glove compartment. What are you gonna do with? Oh,
I can fit in there. Look at me.
I know. I feel okay about Nintendo on phones. I still feel kind of odd about it, just in nature. It's a weird thing, but it is normal now.
Yeah.
3 times normal,
Yeah.
and it's only going to continue. I keep one of my things that I've been doing is watching the bottom of the My Nintendo page just expand. Right? For a
Did
while,
you,
it's just Mitomo, and then Super Mario Run.
Did you do a little redeeming thing on my Nintendo?
For Fire Emblem,
You can get 10 orbs for free just for linking your account.
I did not, because I've not summoned anything since we first did that summoning, which I know to you is blasphemy, and I apologize.
That's fine. I'm just trying to get a specific character.
Who you going for?
Felicia, or however you say your name. Felicia.
Who's that?
She's in the very beginning of Fates. It's the one maid with the
I know you're
blondish
talking
hair.
about curls.
No, straight.
Straight.
She has a dagger.
She has a dagger.
You don't know.
I'm going for Tharja. Is that her name?
You would.
What?
Yeah, you're right. I think it's Tharja.
She's the one from
Awakening.
yeah.
The one that's just like clothed in pantyhose.
Oh no, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
He winked, everybody.
Huh?
I just
don't know
want
what you're
to
talking
point
about.
that out there. The one with the promiscuous statue.
Oh, that is her, isn't it? Okay, I did not realize she had that.
Okay.
Look, this is what I'm
All right.
remembering. Is her just being cool goth girl.
That is my favorite, though. Actually.
Right.
She's my favorite
Where
Fire Emblem
this is
character.
just, and what this picture is that I've discovered is just top half clutching to a book,
Right.
Her
side eyeing, looking around at all the nerds who are picking on her in high school. She's gonna cast some spells.
I know
what
she has a-
Mark is looking at is this one.
Nope.
Which is fan art.
Nope.
What are you talking about?
let's pull
This one?
It's an actual statue of her. Like,
Oh,
like
I
a
see.
figurine
Yeah,
where
I
she's
just-
like bent over on books.
I just pulled this up.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's the backside of it.
Okay, got it.
All right.
That's the best side
Well,
of
for
it.
those of you who are at work who should not Google this,
Or Bing.
it's or Bing this.
Oh yeah.
This is a very sensualized statue
Yeah.
of an otherwise totally awesome gothy girl.
I didn't say
character.
she was bad.
All right.
I think she's cool.
did
I
too.
know she's a fan favorite.
If Wednesday
But
Addams
I heard
were
her kid is more
a-
screwed up than her.
Who? What? Oh
Like-
my God. Oh, Bing.
Yeah, this is just like
Like I forgot what the dialogue was, but like there was something that like I'm not sure if she has like a daughter or a son, but like apparently like they say something that like even freaks her out. And it's
Yeah,
like,
okay.
whoa, this kid must be pretty morbid.
wow.
Boingy bits.
Bing, man. I'm done.
Boingy bits.
I'm done.
Was that a keyword?
That was a keyword. That's what someone else was looking for.
This is,
Anyway,
all right,
Fire
I'm
Emblem.
gonna stop digging through this. This is weird.
It'll get you. It'll get you there. I played one other thing this week. Any guesses?
Let's see.
Come on, Senpai. You don't know me by now?
Let
Yup.
it
Oh,
Yes.
die.
Dun 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 dun. So let it die. I continue to play. Duh.
did you beat it?
I did not beat it, but I'm past the halfway mark. Mark.
Do you think they're just gonna keep adding on to that game? Like it's just gonna be like a floor 60 or something at some point?
I don't know
Maybe
because of the
eventually.
cutscene after the 31st floor.
I don't know.
They are adding new things.
Maybe it'll be like a new tower.
Maybe
That would be great.
Yeah. I don't just because it feels like a live game. Like it feels like an
Yeah.
MMO.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know.
Well, did you hear about what is coming this month or soon?
No.
the Four Horsemen.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Yeah. So there was recently an update, a rather significant update, where it felt like what we've been playing since December has been a real release. But this new update kind of went, oh shit, guys, we are aware that we had some opportunities. Let's address those. So they did, such as like when you go back to the lobby, previously, whatever soundtrack you were listening to would always start from the beginning, which was fine, but you kind of always, if you had a specific radio station on, you'd always hear the same song. Again, minor detail, but just something. They fixed that. So now
It's continuous.
and it's always kind of staying on a particular loop. So it feels more like you're, going in between an actual waiting room with a random radio station playing and not a game that's reloading a specific point, right?
Okay.
Little pieces like that. Balancing, tweaking, changing, little adjustments that happened. They changed some of the menus in the game that were a little misleading. Like when you went to the weird mushroom lady, instead of it saying buy mushroom stew for 50,000 kill coins, which you previously had no idea what
it did.
That did.
Yeah.
And they were very good. They had that weird Rolodex that you can look through. But they had nothing about the mushroom stew to my recollection. Now, that just says buy new decal, because that's what that thing used to do. And now they explicitly. So again, like it feels like we were their testers now, and that was, pre-release. Now this feels like 1.0.
Kind of like a early access to a launch.
Right. Which I am not at all complaining about.
Right.
As much as I would regularly complain about something like that. But this, the stuff that's coming, they're adding the Four Horsemen, which is presumably the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and they will randomly wander the tower. Or maybe
just make it more hard.
Yeah, I think they'll be kind of like Jackal characters, where they're just kind of
I
ruin your life.
Given the ending, that probably makes sense.
I don't know the ending because I haven't beat it.
But I just hope that they just don't throw them in there. I hope there's like something that explains it, or like a cutscene.
I'm sure there will be. They're very good about that stuff.
Yeah.
They're very close to.
I feel like it'll be pretty funny.
Yeah. But the big thing I wanted to mention this week was the weapon that I got, because I found some blueprints, as you do, and I took the blueprints back to the waiting room, traded them in at the shop.
What'd you get?
Revealed claws.
Ooh.
Like Michelle Pfieffer Catwoman claws.
Oh.
And I had the guy build them, obviously.
Just one hand or two?
You're gonna double fist those.
Yeah,
claws,
right?
I just didn't have the blueprint. Just counted for
the
one.
blueprint counts for one. So if you're gonna buy it, you have to buy it twice and put them on each hand.
Okay, that's good. It's good to know.
But I traded in, had him manufacture it, and then I bought one. Had to wait for it to refresh to buy the other hand. Bought the one and looked at the stats because I was trying to stack everything up. Like, I've already, at this point, upgraded several weapons several times, so I didn't want to have something that was weaker than my upgraded weapons, but this was moderately, comparable.
So you're just living your Catwoman fantasy.
Well, here's the thing. What's cool about it is, not only do I get to live out that Catwoman fantasy, if you look at the damage meter on the thing, part of it is filled up with a black line to indicate how much damage it inflicts
over time.
The rest of it is filled with purple, meaning it is a poisonous weapon.
Ooh.
So, as you're wandering around, you slash, instant poison. So you can keep slashing. If it's a particularly difficult enemy, you're slashing and taking away health, but they're already poisoned. And the only way we get rid of poison is by vomiting blood into the street several times. So that also leaves you, it gives you an opening, because somebody has to start vomiting, hoping that they vomit out the magical white dust. If they don't, and they're still vomiting blood, they got to keep vomiting to get rid of that poison. Meanwhile, you're hacking and slashing away.
Double damage.
And vomit.
I beat the second boss, the floor 20 boss, Colonel Jackson.
Johnny?
Is that you? Oh, Johnny, I knew you'd come back for me. Oh, Johnny, it's so good to see you. Yes.
Yeah.
That's real dialogue.
That is
their cutscenes for boss stuff is incredible.
Absolutely.
The weird lips and
The paper cutouts and like the
it's so good.
people moving things, like it's just
Oh,
fucking
man.
great, man.
Yeah, it's like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood if he like listened to metal
Yeah.
and drank blood. Right? That's,
Close.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he already has a bloodstained sweater.
So, yeah. It's still a lot of the same, but I'll tell you, after 420, did you see 421 yet?
No.
Fucking amusement park.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go too far into it just
Alright.
because time, but that's my next. That's gonna be this
Psyched.
week.
All right.
That's making me think of the Sonic level.
And Sonic Mania coming up.
Um,
Or are you talking about Casino Night? Or are you talking
I
about?
think you're talking about Casino Night.
maybe. I just remember a lot of balloons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a different game.
Is it not Sonic?
It is Sonic, but it's not Sonic 2. I'm thinking of
Is it
Sonic 2
3?
Casino
Is it-
Night. Might be Knuckles.
3 or Knuckles.
I'll take the bang. Let me check. I'll find that while I conclude my now playing. Huh? Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I think Sonic 2 had Casino.
Yeah.
It has like that little like maybe it's a circus. Because it has like the little circus tune in it, like
It has
doo 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 doo.
That was my joint back in the day. Yes. That was my joint. Yeah.
I will find this as I do. What Dashe?
Yeah, I played video games.
Which games? Tell me some games you played.
Well, first I got over a couple of older games that I never really finished. I started playing Dragon Age just because Inquisition, just because I had started playing it a while ago and then I kind of fell off. So I got back into that a bit, and then which is pretty good. I like that game. I do. And then I started playing Skyrim Special Edition. Only reason though is because they released mods on console. And even though, like, that's probably like the 10th time I've bought Skyrim. Like, I bought it on PC. I bought it originally when it came out for Xbox. Like, I bought that game so many times, and my PC is no longer like my main like gaming platform that it used to be. It doesn't really hold up that well, and some of those mods are not looking so great. So I wanted to see what mod content looked like on Xbox One, which is where I bought it, and yeah, I spend more time modding it than playing. It's like that effect where it's like I spent all this time downloading all these mods, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna, make this world so immersive. It's gonna be crazy, and then I get all the order right, and it's like 3 hours go. I think I literally spent 3 to 4 hours, and then played it for 10 minutes, and I was like, all right, that looks good. Just put it down. So that happened.
That happens. I did that with. If you look at my, the little play log on the 3DS.
Yeah.
I have spent more hours in the eShop than I have in some of the games that I've spent real money on.
Yeah.
Just, you get lost in the imagination of it.
You really do. And it's like, I tried to be sensible and only do immersion mods and like graphic mods and like avoid all the slutty mods, which is the word they use to describe. I would say just like waifu mods. Like, here's a big old boobied companion for you to take around. Like, I just, just ignore all that stuff. But like, man, there is just endless mods. And by the time I'm done, I didn't even want to play the game. So
Makes sense.
I jumped on to then Tales of Berseria when that came out. Berseria.
I was curious about this.
And my lord, I was not expecting to enjoy this game as much as I did. Having played a bunch of other Tales games and like kind of falling off the wagon of those a little bit because they sometimes become a little button mashy and become a little kind of like, I don't know. They have a lot of polish. Like, Namco Bandai is really good at creating the polish for these games that they spit out every year. But this one especially, I don't know what it is, where it just gripped me really well. And I think I was talking to you about how like I started it and I could already tell, like, graphic wise, I'm like, oh, this kind of looks like a PS3 game that they realize is going to be on a next gen platform, so it's got a little extra oomph, but still looks a little PS3. And then I walked outside, like, it was the first time you walk outside, like your first little village area, and it was like a full autumn day, and I was like, whoo! Like I literally, like the vomit rainbow emoji just happened to me. So I was like, oh, and the storyline also, like it's been a long time since an RPG has made me care about the storyline, like actually care about the storyline, and not just like slam buttons until it's over. And I don't want to ruin any stuff here, but it's a dark game.
Yeah,
it's pretty dark, and which. Again, I don't know if that's not really that typical for a lot of Tales games, in my opinion, because they're really brightly animated looking games. And this one is still brightly animated, but the story sets a tone, and even some of the character designs have like a little bit of like a really kind of dark tone to it, which is unusual. And
especially the main character.
Yeah, the main character who
I don't know anything about it. So tell me what's the basic plot, or what's
this plot, I think it's related to...
What's the tale?
Yeah, what's the tale? Most of the Tales games don't really have anything to do with each other.
No.
I think this one actually does relate to Tales of... There's one before it, Tales of Berseria.
Okay.
And I think it might be either a prequel. Not sure. I have to go deeper. Yeah. I'm not like really... I didn't like Tales of Berseria much. But this one, basically, your main character, you start out as a child, and it's anime cutscenes, which also is something that rarely... you get anymore, like full, not like in-game engine 3D cutscenes. It's like anime cutscenes. It starts out 2 kids running, dark ass night with like a red sky or whatever, and then you're running, and it's just like you have no idea what's going on, and this older dude with like white hair is like, you guys got to hide and be safe, and then you just blood curdling screams, lots of stuff happens. Anyway, it kind of fast forwards to you being a bit older. And so your main character is a girl. Her name's Velvet. Mm-hmm. She has a little brother. They live in this village, and the guy who kind of saved them, this older samurai-looking dude with like white hair, he's what they called an exorcist. He's just basically taking care of this village and kind of like warding off these monsters that kind of are appearing. There's like this plague that's going around called the Demon Plague, which is not real creative, but whatever. He kind of just takes care of that. And all the while, he kind of like trains Velvet, not how to be an exorcist and fight the demons, but kind of just fend for herself. So you immediately start the game off, and like, you decide to go hunting, and you fight like these weird bear things. We're big pig bears. I don't know. They look like moles. But she's doing all sorts of flip kicks and stuff like that, which I think right when I started playing it, I've played a lot of other Tales games, and I didn't like the 3D Tales games so much because of the button mashiness. But this is the first one that has like an actual combat system that feels rewarding, and it feels like, oh, I'm like thinking on my feet. Like, you have this combination where you have attacks, and they kind of like go in a pattern. So, on your square button, you keep hitting square. Each time you hit square, it does a different attack. Up to like 4 times, and you can change what the next attack is going to be, so you can change it around.
Dynasty Warriors.
Kind of like Dynasty Warriors. Okay. And as it progresses, like you get attacks with elements on them, so you can make like all fire attacks, or you can kind of mix the combos up. And some attacks are good against certain types of enemies, so it gets really in depth. But that doesn't come till later. So I'd say that without ruining too much of the story, that happy little life that you have growing up with your little brother and the dude in town goes downhill pretty quick, and a real fucked up thing happens to the main character, and basically she becomes a demon who eats other demons, and she gets put down in this hole and lives there for 3 years. And at the time she goes down there, I think she's 16. So 3 years later, she's like 19 years old. She's got this huge like demon claw hand, and like monsters that fall in that hole, she just feeds on them. Cool. And she just learns how to do that. And so, I actually saw a meme somebody posted where, because you can change their outfits, somebody changed her outfit that you get to like a bathing suit, and the bathing suit is more modest than her default outfit, because her default outfit is literally just shredded clothing. Oh, yeah. So it's like tons of just under boob, and just like her like leggings that she had on completely shredded. So I don't even know if it's shorts or underwear that she's wearing at this point. It doesn't matter. But the swimsuit you can put on her, much more modest, I'm going to tell you. But yeah, so it just becomes this revenge story of her demon, life and going forward. And she's very evil.
I never imagined this at all.
It's I don't know
something you would probably play.
It's something I feel like you would definitely like.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, this is the first Tales game in the series to have like a female lead.
Mm-hmm.
And for it to be such a dark thing, like I was like, holy shit, like
Yeah.
I'm into this. Like it's
Is this one co-op as well?
I don't know. I can't imagine it wouldn't be, because the way the combat system works is eventually when you start, you can have 4 characters fighting on the screen at once, and you get more characters that are waiting in the back, and you can switch them in and out at a moment's notice.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like if I'm fighting, the way the combo system also works is like you. They try to limit your move set so that you can't just continuously hit with a combo. So you have to have enough souls to be able to continue a combo. And if an enemy hits you, it knocks a soul away. So if you were to get hit enough and all of a sudden your character has no souls and can't really do a combo, you just switch out instantly with another character who does have souls, beat up until the other character gets souls, and then jump back. So it's like really fluid. And I feel like it would be really conducive to 2 players, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Because like the only one I've played was Tales of Symphonia.
That was my first 3D one. Yeah.
Because my selling point for me was this can go up to 4 players, and
Oh.
and the controls were like Smash Brothers controls.
What?
So you had A, B, X, and Y, and in each direction was a different command you could set a skill to.
Yep.
That's dope.
Yeah, in this one, I feel like they simplified the controls, or no, they maybe complicated the control scheme a little bit more to be able to add the various like styles of attack. But it's like, man, like I did not expect to enjoy the game and also become immersed in its storyline, because lately I just haven't felt that way about a lot of RPGs. Like I'm like slamming buttons until I level up, and this is like a lot different. So definitely been enjoying that. The one thing I will say that I do not like that they've done is, so there hasn't been too many side quests, but there's kind of like a hunter system where you like hunt down hard ass enemies, and it's the one aspect that I don't really enjoy as much, because you often end up beating those enemies without realizing it. Like you're running through a field, all of a sudden this enemy pops up and it's like just much harder than the others, and you kill it. And then you run back to town, and like the person who takes care of those demon hunters, like, oh, you beat them, here's your money. And there's no like, you don't feel like I don't feel accomplished. Like there's no.
How did you know I did that?
Right, like it's like there's no extra content being added for me to do that thing. So I don't know if that's like how most of the side quests are gonna go, but it's the only part of it that I haven't really like cared that much about. Although I do it because it gives you experience.
There's multiplayer.
There is multiplayer.
Nice.
Nice.
Confirmed.
Let's play, guys.
Yeah, most
local.
Tales games, yeah.
That's
At least 2 players.
Local, not online.
No, I think it's all offline.
I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it did release for PS3 as well as PS4.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wanted to play Tales of Abyss.
Mm-hmm. I heard that was a really good.
Yeah, I don't want to play the 3DS one though.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, this might be a game for me.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like you and I have similar tastes, and it's definitely a game that I feel like you would enjoy. All right, so if you feel guilty having spent the money on like Mitomo and things like that.
Okay.
Him? He
No
doesn't
guilt.
feel that.
I mean, okay, you don't feel bad.
I feel guilty.
You feel
for
guilty
him.
for him.
Yes.
I ended up spending money on the outfits because Tales games, aside, they have so many components. Like there's a cooking component, and then there's also this component where you can just add random stuff onto your characters.
Weird.
So like you get 3 slots to just add whatever you want: rabbit ears, eyeglasses, and like they show up in all the cutscenes. So like literally, like just all this great. There's one that's just like a giant cat head, and but you can also change their outfits. And for whatever reason, I'm playing and I'm just like, what I could use? A different outfit. Boom, I was sold. Like $15 later, I have new outfits for my characters.
All right,
and so if you're interested in changing your outfits, bro,
this might be the game for me.
Game for you, yeah.
Shit. Yeah, do I get this?
So many games.
Yeah, get it.
So many games.
But
this year so far.
but I, after playing NieR, had another thought this weekend, which was maybe I should buy Bayonetta. Because I've never played Bayonetta. And
Which is surprising.
The original Bayonetta?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can get it for $30.
You should definitely play that game. It's one of those games where I was a little ashamed to play it. Like when that game first came out, I remember it was like the first time my girlfriend and I started living together, and I realized like, oh, this is about the time where I should maybe feel ashamed of some of the choices I've made, not because I'm into the aspects of Bayonetta that are perverted, but just because there's perverted shit happening on the screen. And and we would do things like we would watch a movie. She'd be watching a movie and I'd be watching or playing the game next to it.
Right.
And it's like all it would take is one glance for her to just look over and see like
the wrong moment.
Like a witch shooting hair out of her crotch not her crotch, but around her crotch and over her tits. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm glad that my girlfriend, who was new at the time, is going to be seeing this aspect of me. Like,
those moments happen all the time, though.
Yeah.
They have to happen.
I mean, now I'm like, whatever. She'll look over and see boobs. It's going to happen. It's going to have to happen.
There was, what was it? I can't remember now. Wait, when you said, like, the $30 one, was that for... Was that for Wii U?
Just one on Wii U, yeah.
Because 2 comes with one.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. 2 does not come with one...
Not anymore?
Digitally. It never did.
Oh.
Okay, so 1, digital, future. That's where I am. 2...
You're so back and forth on this.
Can you settle down? Because I'm not. 1. No,
Japanese
look.
Game Boy Pocket collecting the
Yes.
fucking frame.
Yes.
Whatever.
Look.
Whatever.
Modern consoles, digital platform. Here's the thing. Because hear me out.
Okay.
All right. I said, let me check this out. $30 a piece. It's always been like that. When you bought, it was a little bit different. I think when the game first launched digitally, you'd buy Bayonetta. You'd buy Bayonetta 2 for $50.
Was the first one?
If you bought Bayonetta 2 for $50, you could then buy Bayonetta 1 for $10, bringing the grand total to $60 digitally.
That was my question, because I didn't know with the physical 2 if 1 was just a digital code.
It was not.
It was another disc.
It was on the disc. So now what they do is 30 and 30. For 30 for 1, 30 for 2. They don't do that like buy one, get the other one cheaper. And it was the other way around too. You could buy Bayonetta 1 standalone for 30 or something at the time. And you would get Bayonetta 2 for discounted price. If you bought it physically, actual real disc, Marc style, you would get both games on one disc, or maybe it was 2 discs in one thing. So the other night I went, okay, it's however many dollars it is. It'd be 30 for 1, 30 for 2. Maybe I'll buy 1, play through it, see if I like it, and then go to 2. Why don't I take a peek real quick? Because I do recall seeing it at like a Target clearance, one of them. Let me look at the internet and see what's happening. Amazon, what you got for me, Bayonetta 2?
$200.
$108.99.
All right.
So, yes, Wii U games are not easy to come by anymore.
I think I still have my physical copy of it. You can borrow that if you like.
I
probably.
might.
Or I might sell it for
$108. Yeah.
Jesus.
So now I'm at a crossroads because Tales of Berseria sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
So many games.
You know what? Go back to freaking Bayonetta at any time. Just eat some Tales of Berseria, man. Eat some demons with a demon hand. I mean, there's special moves.
Yeah.
Like cool special moves, and they have like two layers of special moves because it's like you do a combo, and then you can activate your demon mode, and then while you're in your demon mode, you can activate a super basically, and it's just like so satisfying. You're like, ah. And also like, so the thing I love about Tales games is the character interactions. After each battle, your characters talk to each other.
Oh yeah.
And like the more characters you get, the more they all interact. And not just during the battles, but you'll be walking and all of a sudden like you'll see like the little triangle button will like hit this and shit will happen. And these little skits play. And it could be something like you might have just picked up a piece of like I don't know, candy that was on the ground, and all of a sudden the skit starts, and it's just your character's being dumb about the candy you just picked up. Like, it's really,
Just
really, really
yeah.
immersive in that way. So I don't know, I'm really enjoying it, like more than I thought I was.
Yeah.
I kind of thought I was over Tales games for a while. I didn't like the last
Back
two.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never anticipated a story like from one of these. I don't know what I anticipated, but not this. I mean, this sounds
Yeah.
right up my alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
Rad.
love it.
Rad. Mark, besides what we played together, what have you played?
Was that all you played?
Nah, that's pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I felt like you came to a natural cadence.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
wanted to be sure. I got to try Death Road to Canada.
Ooh.
Remind me of that one. You talked about it last week.
You watched
On
the
air,
trailer.
off air. We watched the
I
trailer.
think it was off air. But it's just a... I don't know how to
Is that
describe
the
it.
beat 'em up?
Kind of.
Oh, it's the pug.
Yeah.
Yep, I know what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to play that for a little bit.
And
It's just like a crazy Oregon Trail game.
okay,
And like whenever you decide to stop somewhere to get supplies, that's when like, that's you actually playing.
Mm-hmm.
And that can get tough. Cause like you always get warned of like what the situation is before getting into it. And it can tell you like what crowd of zombies. Is it like mild or is it a lot of them?
Mm-hmm.
What's their aggression level? Are they just lurking around or are they hunting for you? You kind of have a stamina meter, but you don't see it. So it's like you just can't mash a button to keep hitting. Because over time, you start flashing red and you start like panting and then you're slower with your movements. And that can get tough. And then like just on the way traveling, because I think it's like 11 days it takes to get to Canada. And just randomly, just little events will occur and it'll give you choices like, what do you want to do? For example, we found this toolbox that looked like it could have some good stuff in it. But the handle was covered in dog poo. So you had to pick who wanted to open it. So I decided to open it. And it like warned me because like in flashing colors, like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, this poo is very disgusting and stinky. Like, you will get it on your hands. I'm like, yeah, why not? And there was an option to like try to use something to get it off and open it. And I think I tried using like a stick or a plank or something, but like it broke and it got on my hands and my morale, like my emotion was, instead of being happy, I was just permanently angry the rest of the game.
that makes sense. If I had shit on my hands while I was wandering to Canada, yeah, that's
shitty hands will do that.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just dumb shit like that always happens.
that's pretty cool.
I'm looking at a screenshot and I see a Y'all Mart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Which
Sorry.
it's Y''AL. Yeah, that's.
I'm a big fan of Y'all Mart.
Yeah, Y'all Mart
Yeah.
is great.
And the music is very relaxing while you're playing.
Yeah, what kind of is it? Like elevator jazz?
It's like it's between that and
Yeah.
like bluesy type stuff or
Okay.
like
bluegrass stuff or
like rock like
okay.
like Elvis type stuff.
Okay.
All right.
The whole time it's just like this, like it's the exact opposite of what you should be experiencing when you're playing a zombie game. Like,
That's cool. I like that it breaks a cliche.
like it knows that this game is all humor.
Silly and cool.
And you can create your characters, body type, head accessories, whatever.
That's cool.
You can name them. You
What
can
was
have.
yours named?
I just did me.
You can't say I just did me
Yeah.
as if you aren't the one who comes up with the best names, Mr. Morgan Peeman.
I mean, I was just trying to game it really quick. I wasn't like investing all of my.
I know.
I just wanted to get a taste of it, so I just did Marc and just whatever I could make as close to me as possible. And
Fair.
like you can have like two traits. I think one's called a perk and one's called a trait or something like that. And I think the one I had, I was gonna pick Berserk because it was all in caps, but then it turns out that for like getting really strong, it like you actually get like double damage to you. So I was like, I'm not doing this. So I went to one that was like closest to that, and I think it was like fierce tempered or something like that. I was like, all right, I'll do that one. So basically, I can kill zombies with my bare hands.
All right.
So I don't need a weapon.
Yeah, dope.
And I forgot what the other perk was. It's like it's almost like class based, but it's not.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's wacky. But yeah, so I was trying to find weapons. I could barely find any good ones. So yeah, a lot of times back of the head to a zombie, they just exploded in the guts.
Perfect. Perfect.
I ended up dying, but then my friend Daniel found like somebody else named like Carmen or something, and I was her. Yeah.
He found her after all this time.
Yeah.
Bruh, she's lost.
She's on her way to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, you can play as the AI or the other people that you pick up.
Oh, cool.
But you have to join in as a second player every time, or else it's just an AI that controls the second character.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty fun. The controls are, the movement is weird because you bounce around, and you don't feel like you're really moving fluently. But yeah, it gets tough. It gets overwhelming. But it's good.
Yeah, I forgot to buy that. I meant to, because I think right around the same time you showed me that, I bought Gunman Taco Truck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I've yet to play. Mark and I almost played it the other night.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get the capture stuff to work with Steam. We'll leave it at that.
All right.
Without too much detail of
capture shit.
Stupidity. Yeah. We were trying to, get a little bit going, and we didn't, and then we got into other things. But soon I will play that. Hopefully by next week I will play that.
But yeah, for Death Road, for an early access game, I can tell that it's an early access game. So just keep that in mind.
Sure.
When you're going to play it. But yeah,
it's fun.
It's not bad though.
Nice.
I recommend it.
Very nice. What else?
That's it.
It's weird. I didn't hear either of you say you've played Let It Die, which is upsetting.
After I cleared,
I still need to get Digimon World Next Order.
I was looking at that because the artwork is pretty, but I've never played Digimon nor paid attention to it. So I felt like Digimon to me has always been like GoBots. Like I'm like, that's kind of like off-brand Transformers, and I felt that like it was off-brand Pokemon, so I never paid attention.
It's like it started out as a boys Tamagotchi, as a little device. So
Mark's the first thing.
They still play off of that in this game.
Gotcha.
But pretty much it's like you're telling the Digimon what to do. You're not really controlling them.
Okay.
But you do have to take care of them and stuff.
Okay, I don't want to.
Mark is the first thing, and by thing I mean human. But Mark's the first thing in history of Digimon to make me at least look closer at Digimon.
Okay.
And not go, oh, it's just that dumb Pokemon ripoff thing.
But if
that's what I assume. And then Mark was like, no, dude, it's this, and like all the weird creepy shit and all the weird viruses. Right?
It's better than Pokemon.
Okay.
The story is more adult than Pokemon.
Which is cool.
Definitely.
I'm totally about that. I like darker things.
But then you have that that thing in your heart where you're bonded to Pokemon because they fucking got you when you know.
That's just called nostalgia.
I know what it's called.
I mean, that's definitely true.
Not me though. I'm burnt down on Pokemon. I couldn't give a shit.
Me too. I finally hit that last year. 20th anniversary was enough is enough is enough.
Well, it's funny because I remember you were so excited when you were like, yeah, I decided I'm going to go through and get every goddamn Pokemon. And I remember thinking like, he's going to hate Pokemon before. 2 weeks is over. He's gonna hate every Pokemon game.
And I didn't hate it yet. I lasted longer than I thought that I would. But I don't give a single fuck.
Yeah.
I still sometimes wander by the card section in Target and I go, oh, I got.
Yeah, now you don't want that shit.
But I don't.
But the other Digimon game that I have, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah.
That isn't like the Digimon World game. The World games, you're basically, it's just a 3D Tamagotchi battle game. This one is more like a traditional JRPG.
Gotcha.
Oh, cool.
So you can have up to 3 Digimon. You control them, pick what moves they do. You level them up and everything.
Did that just come out or did that just go on sale? Because one of the two happened.
Probably, Next Order?
Yeah.
Next Order just came out.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew I saw it recently. It
was originally on PSP or Vita in Japan. So they just did a complete remake from the ground up for PS4. So everything's a lot prettier.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Like when they do that shit.
Last Guardian got cheaper.
Did it?
It's $40 now.
I haven't beat it yet.
Speaking of buttholes,
Oh,
that's who has a butthole.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's true. I don't know how far I am into that game because I kind of went back to go do some other stuff. But I'm going to beat that game.
Yeah.
I've loved every minute of it. It definitely, all the things that we talked about, I've experienced them.
Yeah.
The moment when he crashed through the window with the freaking all that stuff. Like
So good.
it's like, oh god, this is good. Even like the familiar jankiness of those games those games. Like I was like, oh, I miss this, but.
It's amazing that like everybody can have just like a different experience with that game
Yep.
because of just how random everything can happen.
Yeah.
Like it's either good or bad. Like it's all over the place.
It's pretty rad.
But I think to me that defines a good game.
It does. Having your own shit happen in that game, man.
I almost bought.
Yeah, there's a trophy for catching Trico pooping.
I almost bought Double Dragon 4, but did not. And then I
thought about it, but then I realized
that I did not because I have not heard anything about it.
Yeah, just wait for River City Underground.
Yeah, that does look very, very
That
good.
is my shit, yo.
That's
River
very
City.
good. I'm going to answer a question from earlier
All right.
and let you know that it is, technically we were close because we said casino.
Oh, okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Now I lost it. Carnival
You're right. Man.
Night. We had Casino
Sure.
Night. This is Carnival Night from Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yeah.
So for all
What
of
did
those
I
people,
say? I didn't say casino
You did not say casino.
You said it was a carnival
or amusement park or
amusement
something.
park
Yeah,
stage.
yeah,
And
circus,
I
whatever.
couldn't. I just remember the sound of like cha-ching ching and then
Yeah.
that song, that
Yes.
banging ass song.
That song that
That drum beat.
Sure.
you're hearing right now as we go into a break. When we get back, we're going to talk about the Circle of Life, but not the one you're thinking about.
Right.
Bring it back. Welcome back to the Free Cheese episode 183. Before we get into our show and tell section, we have a little bit of listener comments. It's not listener mail,
Oh,
but someone
good snap. There we go.
Yeah.
someone wrote in to us on Twitter. This is Snow Dorothy. I don't know if it's Dorothy Snow, but it's written Snow Dorothy. Username, I'll give you the username. At
Matty Ice 131.
at PJDRPD0NWIBPDZO. Which clearly, number one fan. And Snow Dorothy writes, in response to our posting of now playing The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, I'm a virgin. And you? Push. Don't be shy. With a Google link to something, which I'm not going to click on. I will click on the profile, however, so that
Bots,
we
we do
can...
this for you.
Bro.
Yes. So this is apparently Snow Dorothy,
Uh-huh.
which I don't believe for a second.
Looks like she's about to cry.
What dialect of English was she trying to speak? Which accent could she not speak English correctly from?
It's like Swedish, maybe?
Yeah.
I have a better answer for you.
All right.
Here is a picture of a different girl.
All right.
Okay.
That is definitely a different girl.
This tweet, the picture is accompanied by a tweet that says, "How are you?" Question mark, space, exclamation point. Let's have a chat. To another Google link.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but that phone case is a driver's license. It's not only a driver's license, it's the McLovin driver's license from Superbad, which is obviously a relevant reference in 2017.
Absolutely.
And still very funny. Can I give you guys a couple more tweets from Snow Dorothy?
Yeah,
Not directed at us,
right, just
but
in general.
in response to someone named Dwee Adrian. Now, Dwee Adrian's original tweet says, Angier, Dicka Taiwan. I don't know, right? Snow Dorothy said, fuck me, please. Go to the link. A man named Jose Callo tweeted this photo with a woman and wrote the word me, to which Snow Dorothy wrote, let's have some fun. I'm there. Same Google link.
Okay.
Marc, someone named Marc tweeted, God, I'm easy amused. This tickled me. And it says Die Hard. And it's a corpse neath a sheet with what appears to be an erection.
Jesus,
which is clearly another very funny thing.
I am easy amused.
And Snow Dorothy wrote, someone wants to chat with me? Click, don't be shy. We got 151 of these we could do. If you'd like.
I think we get the point.
All right, can I give you one final one?
Yeah, and then we'll just save the one. We'll just do some every episode.
All right, I'm done with that. Justin Mora Blanco wrote, Le Guelan al chat. Snow Dorothy wrote, like a bitch? Go to the link. Yep. So,
man, you could add any inflection to that and change the meaning completely.
That's very true.
Like a bitch? Like a bitch? Yeah. Oh, that's
Oh, can I do one more?
Okay, go.
All right, YouTube drama tweets. I just get 69 quality followers. Hashtag Kim and Kanye. Hashtag nothing but love. Hashtag Jimmy Clausen. I don't know what any of this stuff means. Snow Dorothy writes in response, God, how I want to feel the cock inside yourself.
What?
Push. Don't be shy.
Now, I wonder, because I'm pretty sure every tweet that you just read...
They did get better. Go on.
Every tweet that you just read, the English has been less than spectacular. Did you tweet out something and just completely broken English yourself there?
No.
No?
These bots are very interesting things. I don't know how they find what they find. Like when Dank-Ass Taquito tweeted this picture of Link with the Breaking Bad logo to instead say Breaking Pots.
That is the brawl artwork of Link.
Right. Again, very clever, very funny tweet from Dank-Ass Taquito. Snow Dorothy responded, and this will be the final one because I'm not going to keep scrolling, but Snow Dorothy in response to this said, somebody push me on a dick. Please click. Don't be shy.
I want that person's job, whoever.
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's impressive.
I'm glad you're all laughing because we're going to transition into show and tell, a segment where...
You should have saved the Snow Dorothy for last.
I know. This is a segment where we bring things and talk about them. And this week, I'd like to talk about the Circle of Life. Not the Lion King song, Mark, believe it or not, but the new GameStop Corporation.
Push me on a dick.
There's a new policy from GameStop, who is obviously not without their previous bouts of bullshit. But this one particularly bad. So this popped up. I saw this on NeoGAF a little while ago. And then it hit Kotaku on Wednesday. I'm going to just go ahead and read a bit of the Kotaku article to give you kind of background on this. Sound good?
Yeah.
So, GameStop has a program called Circle of Life, which gives each GameStop store different percentage quotas for 1, pre-orders, 2, reward card subscriptions, 3, used game sales, and 4, game trade-ins. Each of these quotas is based on the store's total transactions. Pre-orders and reward card subscriptions are based on the number of transactions, while used game sales and trade-ins are based on the total dollar value of transactions. What this means is if a store's quota for used games is 30% used game sales, the store sells $1,000 worth of merchandise, GameStop expects at least $300 of that merchandise to be pre-owned. So, if someone walks into a GameStop, picks up a brand new copy of Neo, without 1, pre-ordering the game, 2, subscribing for a new rewards card, 3, buying a used game, or 4, trading in some games to help pay for it, then the transaction will knock down all 4 percentages. In fact, yes, go ahead.
I would say I wonder if with the quota for the card sign up, there's, if it's still a thing, there's 2 versions of the card. There's a free version that barely has jack shit, and then there's the paid one for the year that comes with the Game Informer and all that stuff. Usually that's the one that they check for the quota. The free one doesn't really help you much.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't.
I don't know if it's like that now, but when
it
I was
doesn't
working
specify,
there,
but I'm sure it's probably
yeah,
the paid one.
which is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is all bullshit.
It's all very much bullshit. What it has led to is there's a GameStop employee subreddit where a lot of this stuff started to circulate. No pun
I
intended.
wish I knew that existed like 10 years ago.
But here are a couple of quotes that Jason Schreier pulled for Kotaku. Where are we at? We are telling people, quote, we are telling people we don't have new systems in stock, so we won't take a $300 or $400 hit on our pre-owned numbers, one GameStop employee said in an email. This is company-wide, and in discussions with my peers, it's a common practice. We also tell customers we don't have copies of new games in stock when they're on sale. For example, Watch Dogs 2 is currently $29.99 new, $54.99 pre-owned. We just tell them we don't have the new one in stock and shuffle them out the door, right? Or I imagine the other night, as I was having this conversation with Katie and talking to her about how gross this all is, she's like, why the fuck would somebody end up spending $54.99 when they went in there expecting to spend $29.99?
I don't know why
And
GameStop
then-
still wants to sell new games.
I don't know.
Why not just get rid of it entirely if that's what they want to do?
Yeah, I know. But I mean, imagine if you're just some regular old dude and you look online and someone says, hey, I can get Watch Dogs at GameStop for $30. You walk in, they go, oh shit, yeah, sorry, that deal's over, but we have used copies for $54.99. Oh, well, it's still $5 cheaper than it would have been. I'm sad I missed
Without
the deal,
tax.
but I can save $5. Let me do that.
Plus, I have my cool card that I
Right.
paid $20 a year for.
That'll
That
get
can
me
add
an
another
extra-
10%.
Yeah. This new Circle of Life program, which they've had similar things, to drive all this similar kind of stuff for a long time, but this one particularly that has these very specific, rigid quotas, started late last year, but really picked up in early 2017, which, now.
I mean, I think that's the fact that it picked up now it's basically the death waning of a company that can no longer be sustained by its original intent, which is selling physical copies of video games. Like it's just not working.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Like the only way they can make profit is by used.
I don't
But
know.
it's like, but I'd rather support the developers. So
But it's weird because it's like you think that it's saying, oh, the only way that we can make money is by use, but they're only relying on 30% of their, and I say only,
Right.
I'm saying they still understand that.
well, at least most of their money is.
Right. They still understand that most of their money is actually going to come from new stuff because 30% of it is only
And advertising.
and advertising is being expected. Like they're not figuring out a way around their main problem.
They're just a giant loot crate now.
Well, and right. So I was going to say
It's gross.
Before I talk about the last time I walked into one, let's do this. I'll read one more quote about Resident Evil 7.
Okay.
From a GameStop employee. Quote, the other day working the Resident Evil 7 / Kingdom Hearts launch, we were telling walk-in, non-reserved customers that we did not have the games in stock or that they were only for pre-orders in order to not sell new copies of games. It's that bad. A second employee followed up by saying they found themselves in trouble after selling a bunch of new games last Tuesday during the launch of Resident Evil 7, Kingdom Hearts 2.8, and Tales of Berseria, saying, quote, now I'm fucked for the week. Now I have to sell way more pre-owned this week.
Or just find a different job.
Yeah, like I don't even know.
You say that, right? But I mean, how...
That job is underpaid as hell. You
is.
cannot survive off of that.
It is, but think about who's working there, right? I mean...
Well, it's pretty varied. I mean, like, if you're not a
you're
manager
right.
by any means, then you're probably just a teenager with... I mean, the grunt level job is for teenagers who need extra little allowance for the weekend when you go to the mall. Like a normal game advisor, that's what that is. If you don't have, like, a full-time job at that place... Don't work there.
It's so frustrating. It's frustrating to hear these types of stories. Like people being put in these situations which are hopeless. That's what it is. Like the whole thing is hopeless. They're on a ship where the captains are just fucking completely belligerently drunk. We just need to keep the shit going for a while. So here's all these parameters. If you don't do it, you're getting thrown overboard. And it's like these people you're putting. I know that I've gotten at least 10 EB Game employees fired just listening to the parameters of these rules because I never reserve games.
No.
2, if there is, I think I've probably the last maybe 5 games I reserved over the last 5 years, and I know this has only been enacted recently. I've either never come in to pick them up and then moved the cash off of that game onto something that I'm currently buying, which would have been a new game.
Right.
Like, there's no way.
I only reserve if I know it's going to be a hard thing to grab.
Yeah,
and if I need it day one.
And you're still one of those weirdos who buys physical copies of games.
Right, and then
yeah, like the Master Edition of Breath of the Wild. Fuck you.
No, you're right.
Like
you're
a
right.
bitch.
but at the same time, like I feel more confident. Like, all right, so I ended up reserving my Switch from GameStop,
right?
Which recently, we'll get into this in a second. Which recently may not be such a good thing, but. I reserved my Switch. I don't know if I'm getting it. I don't know when I'm getting it because although it let me reserve it, there's no data at all on
online
shipping.
Shipping. I have no idea.
How early did you do this?
It was the morning of, like probably 7 a.m.
You're probably good because
I think I am.
You would have gotten the email by now.
And I've been feverishly checking it out because apparently there's been reports, and from one website in particular. Which is Nintendo Today. Never heard of it. Whatever. Basically saying that Nintendo Switch pre-orders from GameStop and Target actually have been getting canceled.
Walmart too. Yeah, and Best Buy.
And not being like replaced. So basically people are getting their pre-orders canceled, and there's no we'll try to fill them later dates or anything like that. Going on. Just nope. That's it. We're not getting them. So
yeah, like I pre-ordered my Zelda Master Edition through the website.
Yeah.
Because my friend told me like 5 a.m, like, hey, it's up now.
Yeah.
The date wasn't even changed yet. It was still December 31st.
Oh wow.
And it was no image.
Right.
So that's when I did it. So I think I'm okay.
Yeah,
I just checked my mail now. I didn't get any notifications, but I pre-ordered the Switch in store.
Oh yeah. There's the last time I was in there, there's a rack filled with Pokemon cards, Magic cards.
Yeah.
Prior to that, the last time I was in there was when the NES amiibo thing happened, where I had to go there at 2 p.m, stand there for 2 hours until the servers crashed. But I was luckily the second one in line, so I was able to get a NES. The lady behind me could only get a Charizard because the other 6 amiibo that launched, that fucking nightmare. But
I got Charizard.
While I was in there, they had plenty of Funko toys. The other day there's like a glass cube. It looks like a jeweler's case, and inside there's something. I don't know what's inside of it.
Sometimes it's like statues.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, weird shit like that. I don't know.
There's a lot of that stuff. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I walked into an EV game either. It may have literally been the PS4 launch.
Yeah.
And I can't think of any time after that.
There's stuff they could do, right? What I've seen in addition to like that kind of stuff and trying to turn it into a general hobbyist place.
I know what they could do.
Well, I know, but they can swallow the dick inside or whatever the fuck. No, they
Shoved on the dick.
they started to put like I remember one time I went in, there was virtual console cards. So you want to buy Earthbound, you just buy the card from them and whatever. They probably don't make anything on that, or they make very little partnering with Nintendo to have those cards in store.
Now it'll just be a receipt with a code on it.
Right.
You just look it up and.
But what would be neat is because there's no real incentive other than I don't want to give Nintendo my credit card information to go into a store and buy a virtual console card, right?
Unless you're a kid. I mean, like,
Yeah.
if you're not old enough to have a credit card, this is probably the only way you can get it without your parents directly doing it.
Totally.
For sure.
But even separate from, right, that or if I comfortable giving my credit card to whoever, but I would prefer to have that retail experience and have a good time and be around people who I'd want to talk to, because that's a fun thing. There's 183 episodes of that fun thing. You know what I mean? Like gathering with people to talk about video games. I used to work in a comic book store, and that was fantastic because people wander in and they just want to tell you about the things they're reading, and you want to hear about the things they're reading and tell them about the ones that you're reading. The same thing for video games, but GameStop is not that environment at all, and it could be.
It looks like at like a surface level.
Sure,
because like when I worked there, these kids would come in and be like, or their moms would be like, oh, my kid would love it here, like loves video games. I'm like, well, no shit, that's why you're here. Right. But it's like, no, you don't really get to play video games.
Yeah.
It's all about just sorting stuff and then being a car salesman, pretty much.
Yeah.
So like,
and like seeing the pain in some of these employees' eyes when it's just like, you want to pre-order anything? And you're just like, no, man.
I just want to buy this.
Give me this one new game.
Yeah, and it's such because like we have to ask that.
Yeah.
Or
else you get written up.
And I've noticed, like, I've noticed on more than one occasion the difference in prices that you would see, like, this pre-owned copy is $1 less than this new copy.
Yeah.
And then the new copy rings up $10 less. So it's like there's definitely like weird shady shit.
Yeah.
And I remember me and one of our other work colleagues who doesn't work there anymore at the time, we went to go get a controller for Wii U, and this is when the Wii U was first around. And they're like, all right, yeah. And he's like going to get it, and it's like, is it new? It's like, yeah, it's new, and it was already opened, and he had to go find the box, and it was like this whole thing.
The last copy.
Yeah, it was the whole thing where he was like, that's not new. I don't want that.
Dude, I've had that argument.
Oh no! We've never used it. Well, it's open.
Right.
It's open, but it's never been played.
Right.
Right. I
technically speaking, but I also
It's been opened.
No,
I agree with the customer.
No, I know that. But even if legitimately it's never been played, right? I also had a friend who worked at GameStop when we were in high school, early college, and those store or the shelf copies where you have to open one to put an empty box up.
Yeah.
That was the one all the employees took home and played.
Right.
I always told, because like you always see those like promotional box arts,
right?
To hey, there's a game coming out in like 6 months. Get excited for it. It's like, why not just keep these on the fucking shelves for everything? Make it like Blockbuster Video.
Right.
Here's the one thing.
Yes.
Whole bunch of copies behind it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Keep the copies in the back and then just have this shit out until the kid brings the box up. I love that when I was a kid.
Because every time they'll bring that up, put it on the counter. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go put it back.
Toys R Us, like we'd have the little
the yellow ticket.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, bro,
fucking bring that back.
I love those. That was like
those tickets, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, Toys R Us, more of a video game store because they had playable games. I bought Darius Twins for Super Nintendo, literally because I walked by like the screen and it was like on there, and I saw you could have a shield on your ship, and I hated shooting games, but that was the fucking.
That's
game.
where I got Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Gold cartridge.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, and I feel like that's the thing of it, like the missed opportunity, and I get it. Most of these places are in malls, so you don't have a lot of space.
Yeah.
But that's where using empty boxes, that's where using...
and you trim down on all the bullshit you have.
The sheer amount of bullshit that they have up there. I mean, there's just walls filled with, like...
garbage.
I don't know what the fuck. Like, there's movie sections. There's old device sections. I traded in my iPad there. I think they sold it. It was the first generation.
That's a bitch to register.
Seriously, dude.
They another thing too. This is not mentioned in this article that I know of, but a little while ago, maybe before Christmas, there was a thing coming out about GameStop's retro game.
I remember that. I think.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Where all of those games, where they were trying to do a thing where they don't have them in physical retail stores yet, or
They're
maybe
trying to do
maybe in market.
They're trying to do
certain
what
markets.
EB Games originally had before they got bought out.
Right.
Actually sell retro games.
Yeah.
Which that could be a new market for them, right? That would be, oh shit.
Other markets have died because of it.
Yeah, it would be something like not to push out the small mom and pop retro game stores, but yeah, man, like if you can have a place where you have, you're setting the price standard for things, like there's something good that can come out of that, right?
Yeah.
But what they're doing instead, according to different people who have worked at these places and whatever, is they get, let's say, someone sends in a copy of Mega Man or Mega Man 2 on NES, which is a pretty high dollar cartridge, right? Inside of it is garbage. It's a garbage ROM, and they don't check that. They just clean it and send it back out.
Because they're not set up for that. Like, you know, there's no training on it. There's nobody would even think to do that.
Right.
Who works there probably because they're not.
I mean,
Well, and this was happening at their sorting facility too. There there was all these reports coming out from their sorting facilities of just like,
sometimes a game would be tested out to make sure it works.
well, there were but there was something
But
in there
that's
where
that's it.
there was something in there where like they were testing it. They'd try it once and it wouldn't necessarily boot the first time, so they'd throw it in the fucking trash. And all it had to be was just like alcohol wipe on the
Right. Just clean it
connectors,
off, yeah.
and or
It's even the laser inside the system.
yeah,
Maybe that's dirty.
right? They're not checking that,
Yeah.
and they're throwing all this shit away. Like there was someone who was sending in pictures. I think it was Reddit or NieR guy. I don't remember at this point. It's been months of just like all of these like discs broken in half because they didn't work, and it was like, yo, toothpaste, it'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like there's all the shit that they were just destroying.
My favorite was getting games from Redbox traded in.
Oh yeah.
Or it's just and then Redbox would just get a paper disc with a QR code on it.
Yeah,
I saw that a lot. I saw that a lot. I mean, if anything, like I agree. Like going into the retro gaming, but not just the retro gaming. Like, you know, maybe going a bit more niche where they orient themselves for. All right, you're a retro gamer. You like old CTRs. I don't know. You're into the technology of how games translate onto a screen or how they translate onto.
Go into real preservation. Not
Exactly,
just
literal preservation of the hardware. Which, you know, I don't know how expensive that can be. I'm sure it can be fucking expensive.
It can be expensive, but there's a market that will buy it, and if you do it right, then people will pay attention to it. It's not the same thing, but there's another one that I was just so fucking aggravated with earlier, where Katie asked me a question about her car. Off the top of my head, I was like, it should be this, but I don't know everything. So I looked it up really quickly, and a website the first website I found that had an answer to this question was someone's personal private history with this particular part on a car and why it's important to pay attention. It's like, no. I want to know, how frequently does this thing need to be changed?
Right.
And then I started like at the bottom of that website, as you scroll through and you're trying to at least find the answer, it's just paragraph upon paragraph of someone's bullshit amidst all of this garbage ads, and Maryland drivers are shocked that they didn't understand this, and 39 reasons why you're a dad.
All 39, you have a kid.
And all of this shit, and you never get the fucking answer. And I'm just so tired of just deception as a tactic that we use as human beings.
Yeah.
And I think that GameStop is another one where just like, can we fucking,
they're just all business. There's no heart.
Can we be transparent? You would do so much better if you had been transparent and you say, hi, this is what we'd like to do. We'd like to make money selling video games.
Right.
It's hard to do that. Markup, there's not a lot of markup on this shit.
Yeah.
The ways that we can do that are this. This is all seedy and bullshit. I'm going to read, since the report came out Wednesday, Jason Schreier has received, at the time of this writing, he's heard from nearly 100 current and former employees with thoughts and stories. Some wanted to point out they would never intentionally deceive customers. Others admitted that they had felt pressured to do so. And a few wanted to defend GameStop. But almost all of them said that the Circle of Life program was making their jobs far more miserable. I'm going to read direct email. He said he edited them for brevity and clarity. But Here we go. A current assistant manager wrote in. Your source was absolutely right when they talked about lying to guests. None of us like to do it, but we are all scared for our jobs. I worked 2 jobs myself until I hit... What? Oh, until I hit assistant store leader just because I didn't get paid enough to support my family. And then shortly after I received my promotion and quit my other job, they roll out Circle of Life and effectively tell us we're used car salesmen now, a term which leadership previously used as a negative to describe attempting to sell a guest something they don't want or need.
It came true.
Yeah, dude.
I've said it so much when I worked there.
I don't want this to sound like a sob story or anything, but my situation is the norm. I have employees who work at GameStop full-time, and every time they sell a new console or a day like January 24th rolls around where you have multiple new titles releasing at the same time, they all get extremely nervous about whether or not they're going to hit their numbers. The worst part is the fact that all of my staff wants to do the right thing by the guests, and we all try to do that as much as possible. But when we're faced with either losing our jobs or selling a product that the guest doesn't want, 9 times out of 10, we'll sell something other than what the guests want. The only people in my store who aren't currently used car salesmen are the people who, like me, have put in their 2-week notice. This kind of stuff is super frustrating to the guests. That goes without saying, but it makes us feel like shit when we feel the need to lie to our regulars about what we have in stock just to try and keep our numbers up.
I mean, they're going to...
Was that the end of it?
That's the end of that, guys, but there are several more I can...
I am the 1 out of 10 that did the same day notice. Because
I'm out.
Yeah, like I kept getting the lowest numbers because I told everyone I can't sell something I don't believe in.
Yeah.
It just I don't have the heart to do it.
No.
Or I have a heart to not do it.
Yeah, that's the gross part. Like, this is obvious, but there's people who don't have money.
And here's the thing.
They save this little bit for this little thing of joy to take them away from the fucking bullshit that happens every day.
And this quota, by the way,
Yeah.
is to make sure you have hours next week.
Yeah.
So imagine if everybody actually hit their quota.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody has good numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But one person may be 1 number off, but still good.
Mm-hmm.
He won't work next week because you only have so many hours to give. You can't have everybody working. So you're fucked even when you do good.
Right.
So so with me, like when I quit, it was just like, look, I don't believe in this. I was miserable. Mm-hmm. It just, like all my friends basically left, or like the one that I was at, none of my friends were there. It wasn't fun anymore. Yeah. And then my asshole manager went. I mean, like we shook hands and everything. It was like I tried to keep it as professional as possible.
Yeah.
Like keeping like on a good note. And then he goes around and tells the regional manager or district manager, excuse me, I'm like my throat's dry. That he fired me. So in the system, I am marked as fired.
Wow.
But I quit.
Whatever, you could probably get unemployment from that.
Yeah,
this was years ago. But.
Yeah, I mean,
go back and collect that shit now.
Yeah.
4 years, goddamn, worth of unemployment.
Yeah, here's another current assistant manager. I just wanted to let you know that your GameStop's article is spot on. I'm an assistant manager at a Midwest GameStop, and let me tell you, we are directed by higher management to mislead customers. It might not be corporate, but it's pretty damn close. During an assistant leader conference call earlier this week, an employee from another store asked why GameStop won't lower prices of its pre-owned inventory to undercut sales on new items, and what we could do to overcome such hurdles to improve our circle of life. Our district leader straight up told her to direct our guests to the pre-owned items in question, talk up the value of buying pre-owned, and simply omit mentioning any sale prices. In the specific example, she used Watch Dogs 2. Our guests would have wound up spending $25 more than they had to. Maximize sales and profit while making service matter my ass.
That is some fucking vile shit.
That's from managers. Do you want to hear from a current senior game associate? What is a senior game associate?
Senior game associate? That's probably I'm not entirely sure. But it's probably what they call a third key, which is basically like a system manager type deal.
Okay. I'm happy at GameStop for the most part. I absolutely love my regular customers and the conversations that I get to have, and love helping people. My store does things with a pretty unspoken code of ethics. We know not to lie to our people because them being happy matters more than our numbers. Good. Feels like the company is hurting big time, though. People, at least in my district, are quitting or getting fired left and right. Morale is absolutely horrible, and it, in my opinion, all boils down to there being a new crisis every few weeks. 1 week, we desperately needed trades. The next few weeks, we need to focus on pre-owned. Then, because we focused on trades and pre-owned, we don't get pre-orders. So I think focusing on the circle of life was their way of trying to do everything at once. That focus just put intense pressure on us within the last month. I get 10 to 20 hours a week in my store now because they cut hours so much. 10 to 20.
Jesus. My checks were $120.
Yeah, because what do you...
That's 2 weeks.
It costs
Like,
you
that's
more to get to work than you got paid.
2 weeks, $120?
Jesus, wept.
Yep. At the most, probably.
Shove me on a dick.
Yeah. I mean, highest was probably like 300 at once because the holidays. But like, see, like
again though,
I
that's
fucked
still
pre-orders,
150 a week.
But I was good at getting people out of that store. If there's a big line, I cleared that shit like quick.
Oh my god.
Because I skipped all the questions.
Right.
Found what they wanted.
Right.
Go.
What you want out?
Yeah.
I get 10 to 20 hours a week in my store now because they cut hours so much, and they expect me to have the responsibility, accountability, and performance on par with my managers who are there almost 40 hours a week. Sounds about right. I'm a student and I love the people I work with and the perks that working at GameStop sometimes brings. But man, I hope things improve from this story breaking. I'm kind of afraid employees will be blamed for it. Sounds exactly like what corporate's going to do when this shit all opens up. I've been with the company for over 2 years, and I can personally say that it feels as if we get less praise and incentives by the month. From upper management's point of view, we should feel lucky to even work at GameStop, talking about the things we love and dealing with games all day. They say that during conference calls, and those kinds of messages appear on our TVs when we open and close. The dichotomy of getting paid $1 over minimum wage for being management, he puts that in quotes, yet being expected to act like a car salesman accountable for my sales shouldn't be lost on them, but it is. Right. And that's perhaps the most frustrating thing. They can't have it all, but they want it all.
Yeah, like the managers, of course, they're all fine about it because they're the ones who get the free games.
Right. This dude. So I'm scrolling, and
granted, like I have a friend who is a manager at a GameStop, but he's one of the good ones.
Right.
Like he's not an asshole by any means.
Well, but he's probably under these same pressures, you know, and that sucks for him because he is one of the good ones, right?
Yeah, but like, I mean, he's been there since day one too. But like, I always believe in having quality with like one good customer that would keep coming back instead of trying to grab every single person that comes in.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can't treat them all the same. It's like you can't get everybody to subscribe. You just can't.
Again, coming from that niche market of working in a comic book store.
Yeah, like you have like a little if you're running like a bar,
right?
You want that same customer, that you know them well, and just that connection's there.
I had the kids who would come in and they'd play Hero Clicks every day.
There is an investment,
and they're the ones you talk to, and they're the ones you get to know. The guy who comes in,
and then they'll tell their friends.
Right, the guy who comes in every Wednesday, who doesn't have a subscription box, who just buys the same 3 things off the shelf, same 3 comics. You tell him, like, yo, dude, we have a subscription box. Right. Yeah, you can save 10%, and that's going to keep him coming, right? You mention it to him, but you don't do that every time the guy comes in the door.
Right, you don't treat him like you met him the first time every time.
You don't treat him the same way you over-harp on things.
Get on a first-name basis.
Right. I just want to show you real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read all of these. I was going to, and then I realized how many there are. These are all different.
As Joe endlessly scrolls.
Yeah, like literally this article is forever.
Comments,
so Kotaku.
It's seriously like it's like the Vietnam for retail. Like
everybody's
if you met somebody that works at GameStop, they have war stories.
I just realized though,
some were fucked up.
With that card, with the platinum card or whatever.
I did not.
With that platinum card though, I'm pretty sure there'd be years. Because what is it, like $20 a year or something? I don't remember.
I think it's.
I thought it was 50, but I might be stupid.
No, it's not 50. I think it's like 15 or 20.
Okay, I think it's $20 a year. I'm pretty sure there was one year where I renewed that card like 3 times, and I don't pay attention. It would be one of those things where I'd just be buying video games over and over, and they'd be like, "Oh man, your card's expired. You want to renew it?" And I'd be like, "Fuck it, yeah."
Either somebody lied to you, or you had multiple information in the system, different addresses or phone numbers.
I'm pretty sure.
Or the name was spelled incorrectly, so that counts as a new thing.
Maybe.
It's so many variables, but more than likely you probably got deceived.
Yeah, and that makes more sense now thinking about their quotas and things.
But they have to hit that.
Especially if I'm not pre-ordering anything because I never fucking did.
Right.
Yeah.
The only
they
time
look
I
at it and they
ever-
see it's been 7 months since you last did
Yeah,
it, and like, well, this guy's probably not going to remember that it was March.
Like it is going to expire.
Like the only
Right.
time, like usually if I ever got numbers like pre-orders, it's because people came in and that's what they wanted to do. I didn't have to convince them.
Right.
And then, or I was talking to somebody who was just as passionate with me about a game. I'm like, yeah, like blah blah blah, blah. Like you totally should, because it is true that they only get as many that people pre-order if it's not a popular title.
Right.
If it's a popular title, they're well overstocked.
This back when Katie was in high school, she got a job at GameStop. She worked there, I want to say about 2 weeks. Because she figured.
So as soon as you started, I resign.
Right,
2 weeks.
Yeah. She basically said that, like, oh yeah, video games are fun. I like to play video games every once in a while.
Right.
I could work there part-time after school and stuff. She said she started, and they were very clearly excited to have a 16-year-old girl working there.
Oh, great. Girl on the internet syndrome.
Not that bad,
Oh, okay.
but just that they were like, oh wow, yeah, great.
I
welcome.
did experience that a lot, though.
we're
There
very-
was a
oh,
lot
yeah.
of that going on.
We're very excited to have you here. Just so you know, you have to get a certain number of pre-orders each week. And she went, oh, no, I don't want to do that. And whoever the guy that was working there went, well, the numbers aren't that bad, so I'll do it, and I'll cover yours. I can cover yours and put it under you. And she went, yeah, okay, I'm not going to do that. And then came in another day. Oh, Katie, we're gonna need you to work the Madden launch. It's and she's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. And she said
Those
she was able to
days.
like skate through a lot of this
Snake through
because
all of this bullshit.
she was a girl working there.
I will say though, about those launches,
Yeah,
dude, it was awesome getting free pizza from Papa John's.
yeah.
I don't. Is
Like
the consensus?
boxes in the back, like yes,
I remember
because I couldn't afford food.
Halo 2 launch. I was there to pick up Halo 2 launch, and I remember it was the cheesiest thing I'd ever seen. There's this dude that used to work at the EB Games in Owings Mills Mall, which is completely demolished now. But anyway, and he was reading from a script. He was just like, I could see him reading from a script. He was like,
They had a script.
yeah, they had a script, and he's like, so welcome everybody to the Halo 2 launch. Glad to have you here because EB does it right. He like pumped his fist in the air. And I guess it was supposed to be like a moment where we'd all be like, yeah, EB Games. And we all just kind of like, what is this? Like, I felt so
His
bad
thing
for him.
says parenthetical. Wait for cheering to stop.
He like looked
Peggle
up.
2!
Yeah, he like looked up like it was like EB Games does it right, and I'm just like
Power to the players.
It was painful, man. It was really fucking painful.
Yeah, I remember doing one of those like conference things or meetings where like we actually had to like perform or reenact one person as a customer and person what to say to pitch the sale.
Oh,
God.
It's like you had to do this. It got to that point where like you were being monitored.
Jesus.
Yeah. Very gross. Very, very, very gross. It's, again, we've known for a while how gross things are and can be. And I think all retail, or not even just retail, but a lot of businesses have this. You hear stories lately about all the weird, creepy Uber drivers who are trying to let themselves into people's homes after they bring them back.
I have not heard those stories.
I heard
Holy
about
shit.
that. Somebody I saw, there was, I don't know, Twitter or something, where it was like, hey, at Uber, your driver texted me this. And it was screenshots of like, hey, make sure you use the code.
Let me in.
It was squash me on a no. A guy texted a girl, use the code cutie for a free use the promo code cutie for a free ride next time. Asterisk, the promo code can only be used on a ride to dinner with me.
Gross.
Real gross.
Whoa.
Don't know what happened with that, right? But I mean, like, there's always going to be gross things that happen.
There is. I feel like
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I feel like honestly, I'm surprised that probably didn't happen sooner and more frequently, especially because now you have direct access to someone's phone from your phone.
Right.
If you're an Uber driver, so
Right.
you're texting people, oh, I'm almost there. That type of
Well, the
thing.
weird thing about that is that, from what I understand from what the terms of service state, like, they never get your phone number.
Well, then that's worse. That's
So,
fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, real gross. Real gross.
It's a bunch of snow Dorothys.
But then it's, it's kind of hard to, oh, that's really, really far away. Stranger Things doesn't come back on until Halloween.
Perfect.
I mean, that makes sense. It's like, what a year?
Sure. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's months and months away. But yeah, the
Westworld doesn't come back on for like another year, 2 years.
2?
Yeah, I don't think it's coming back till 2018.
Fucking Jonathan Nolan. Yeah, I think it's pretty gross that the company themselves is enforcing something like this. Kind of, they have to know and understand what this is gonna promote. But I think also, as much as we can blame the company for being gross, the people themselves, as much as this affects your livelihood, like having to, if you all kind of band together and just middle finger this thing, like I don't know. I'm not in that situation, so I can't be the one to talk. But I mean, like Mark, you were kind of in it, maybe not to this extreme, but to some extreme, where you literally were losing hours if you weren't the best of the best at being an asshole.
It's just, I mean, I've seen managers come and go at my store until one stayed that I just really wanted to leave and he never did.
Yeah.
I saw like all my friends leave. I just seen everything just started dying off. I just seen change, and it was just like,
I mean, this article has to be a catalyst or something. I mean,
I hope so.
Obviously, they're suffering, and if people keep leaving the job like they are, and also people on top of that stop buying from them as much because of this article, like it's gotta do something.
Like I want my friend to get this other job that he's been wanting first, and then I want GameStop to burn to the fucking ground.
Yes. Yep.
After I get my Switch, so
yeah. Hey,
GameStop,
after the
please do not cancel my Switch pre-orders. Okay, I have the neon and the black one. I ordered 2. All right.
Damn.
Shit.
I was torn between the two.
I got them both. One of them my girlfriend's getting, and I can't decide. I tried to give it. I was trying to be nice, like, oh, you can have the neon one because I figured you'd like that one.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't really care, and I'm like, okay, because I want the neon one.
I will close this part out by reading GameStop's response to Kotaku.
Fuck you. You're a meanie.
Says here, we appreciate your article and what you wrote. What we were wondering is if you would like to renew your player's reward card today. No. It says, GameStop's corporate offer sent over the following statement. All of GameStop's internal programs are designed to provide our customers with the best value in all their video game purchases, including new and pre-owned merchandise. With any program, opportunities arise for improvement, and we will continue to refine it to equip our knowledgeable store associates to provide a great store experience.
How many lawyers did it take to write that?
Right. At least 6.5.
So there is that. If you'd like to hear more about that story, and maybe something nice that fucking happened, go to thefreecheese.com, where our good pal Matt wrote about that for Flipside this week.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to flip it.
Speak with your wallet.
Yes, that is true. I guess I will bring it home with 3 final things. 1, Michael Price tweeted, "Need a rap song writer and I'll sing mainly video game rap. Anyone in?" Snow Dorothy responded, "Boys like you, my figure. Meet me here."
I'm waiting for her to say winter is coming, but with a CU.
Right. Oh, snow is coming.
Not that clever yet.
No, I don't bot.
Delman Sahim Baker tweeted, "RuneScape 2007, so much money."
What?
Snow Dorothy wrote, "Fuck me, please." Chinchilla tweeted a picture from...
Is it of a chinchilla?
Is this Gravity Falls?
Yes. I don't know why there's
Yes, it is.
So it's
Bieber
Gravity
poster.
Falls with a poster, an animated poster on the background that resembles Justin Bieber. They've circled it with a red circle like people do on the internet now, and then included a real picture of Justin Bieber to show you the comparison. This is what Chinchilla tweeted, and there's something written in Russian, which this is far too pixelated for me to try and translate, but it says something, the Tosadye Tilbe, it's all blurry. I don't know. I don't even know what those words mean anyway. And Snow Dorothy wrote, "Meow, I want to have sex."
I think she's trying to say something, and I'm having a hard time catching on to these hints.
Okay, hold on.
All her tweets. Bro.
Let me give you two more, and maybe these will help you out.
All right.
Okay.
The Hive tweeted, "Giveaway. Retweet and follow for a chance to win 100 lucky crates."
That's a bot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in response to that,
Bot on bot.
Snow Dorothy wrote, "I miss your dick. I'm there." And last but not least, Footy2 wrote 165 centimeters. Snow Dorothy said, "I want to take my virgin. I'm there."
What in the fuck?
Do you even bot, bro?
Oh my god. So good. You know, if I blocked all of the bots that followed me, I would have like 4 followers.
They only talk to each other. I'm pretty sure they only do talk to each other at this point.
Yeah. I posted another naked photo. Click. Don't be shy.
Well, don't be shy, bro.
So good. So good. I think that's going to do it for... sorry, I'm still scrolling. This is just...
Push me.
Just
on
stop.
a dick.
It'll never end if we. It'll never.
Push me on a dick, please. That can't be the episode title. That cannot...
Oh, yes, it can.
I...
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, yes, it can. The circle of life, parentheses, push me on the dick, please.
A lot of these start to repeat themselves, which is disappointing.
Well, it's a bot.
I know. Who else are they following? Do they follow any other bots that we might be able to find?
Dude, just imagine a bunch of like T1000s trying to take over, right? And they're all like via like Google Cloud or whatever, and they're all saying like stuff like Snow Dorothy says, like out of their mouth, like Microsoft Sam voice.
But they all don't know that they're also bots that they're talking to. They're just talking.
Yeah.
They're just trying to go at each other.
This has a good...
Click here for Ray-Ban sunglasses.
No, this is a good sci-fi novel in the making.
Yeah.
I would read this or write it, or
Kinda like
I
the,
already have.
like the beginning of the Matrix, where they, or in the Animatrix, where they explain how the robot war happened. We sometimes similar to that, but shittier, especially with dialogue.
Yeah, okay, I'm in.
Put like a idiocracy twist on it.
Oh yeah, the bots become dumber. Holy
Yeah.
shit! Yeah,
Because we made them.
Yeah, we use worse and
Our
worse
dumbasses
language.
made these dumb.
God, there would be a whole language. Of
Their
just-
algorithms are fucked because of people like us, and like 4chan or whatever.
Holy shit! What was that robot that they put out there and like 4chan ruined it? It just turned into the most racist. Fuck, I can't remember. There was some
Like
AI
chatbot or whatever?
Yeah, there was some AI like Twitter bot that they put out there, and it was just like I remember like the contrast. It was like, you know, whenever it was made, 2014. So nice to meet you, world. Here I am. And then it was like 2015, Hitler, Nazi nigger. Like it was just like horrible shit just strewn across it. Like, yeah.
That's how you do it.
Oh, god damn it. Do you need Snow Dorothy's Twitter account up one more time?
Let's go.
At PJDRPD0NWIBPDZO. There you go. That's the Free Cheese, episode 183. I've been Joe Dix. That's been Marc Augustiniak.
Ahoy.
That's been Dashe Ramsey.
Yo.
If you like us, which you do, you made it this far. Congrats. You can hear more of us, watch more of us, read stuff from us on thefreecheese.com, where you can find all the rest of the stuff we do. all the video games we play, all the video games we write about, talk about, anything else that might go up. You can follow us all on Twitter. The Free Cheese is at some Free Cheese. Marc is at aug_mental. I am at the Free Cheese. You could tweet at Dashe. He's just search for
I have a Twitter. It's not really like I've never looked at it.
Well, I'll read the here's Dashe's Twitter.
See a mile away.
At PJDR.
Fuck.
Yeah. Go find Snow Dorothy.
Snow Dashe.
Make her tweet something racist at us, okay?
Yeah. If you can do that, then you win.
If you want to be pushed into a dick or onto a tweet at.
If you want to feel the cock inside yourself.
I'm virgin?
I am virgin.
Like a bitch?
Like a
That was the box. Because there's a question mark, space, and then a question mark. But is it like a bitch, or like a bitch, or like a bitch?
Right. There's so many ways you can go for.
Oh, there's too many.
I want it like Sam Jackson.
Yeah. Like a bitch. Yeah. I can see that. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good. I think that's it. Marc, you and I next Saturday have a date.
Ooh, do we?
And we do, in Washington, D.C. Like a bitch. Like a bitch, we're going to play the Switch.
Like a Switch.
Oh, man. That's your face was so disgusting.
I want to feel the HD rumble inside myself. HD stands for hard dick.
Just take these codes to heart.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Really glad that no one has access to the raw MP3 of this, that they can extract
Just pieces of
quotes out of context.
Feel free to remix and tweet at aug_.
Yep.
at Matty Ice 131.
Man. At PRJDO. Oh, man. Cool. Yeah, so next time you listen to us on The Free Cheese, episode 184, we'll have our hands-on impressions with the Nintendo Switch. I'm really excited. Are you excited? What's the first thing you want to play?
Ooh.
The correct answer is Bomberman, so what are you going to say?
What?
What?
What did you say?
The correct answer is Bomberman.
Oh, yeah, but if that's available, sure.
Splatoon 2. I bet we'll be able to play Splatoon 2.
I want to do 1-2 Switch.
We will play that, but, you know.
It's like the least, probably exciting thing there, but...
Yeah.
Sure.
But that's the best place to play it at, I feel like.
Yeah. I saw some slow-mo videos of 1-2 Switch of people playing the sandwich game, and I think we may have to take advantage of that 4K resolution you got there on your phone, or that 240 frames per second. So prepare your storage.
Definitely Splatoon.
Yeah, if that's there, I'm going to spend the whole day there, I think. They will not be able to let me leave. Also, Mario Kart. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, let's try everything. I'm sure we'll get a chance to.
We better. Yeah, that'll be fun. That's it. Thank you, Marc. Thank you, Dashe, especially.
Yes.
All right.
I'm happy you came. I'm always happy you're
okay.
here. I'm very happy.
I'll be around.
Yes. And that'll do it. Thank you, listener, for hanging out with us for another 2 hours. You're the greatest. And I mean that. You, right now, alone, by yourself, listening to us,
Matt,
tweeting at us.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
No!